Islam, 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 Moorish America. Want to rise upon the seven within the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right, and give all praises to the great God, Allah, Father God, Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. But let us come forth with our ancient comedian adept Moorish American prayer, as brought forth by our beloved brother, Dr. Marvin Nathaniel Edwards Bay, Consul General of the Texas Territory. Islam, Grand Man. Are you there?
Islam. Yes, sir.
Islamism.
With that, excuse me. Yes, sir. This is Dr. Marvin Ellis Bay out of the Texas Consulate. Rising, continuing to rise as I praise Allah and give highest honors to our prophet, Prophet Noble Ali, Al Hashik Sharif Abdul Ali. Give high honors to our theocratic government, our Morris American government. Give high honors to our Act One and all of our officials. Give high honors to this class, our EARS class, our Egyptian Adaptive Research Sultanate class. So as I get on to give honor to everything that is Morris. And I will begin opening our meeting according to law with our Comedian, Egyptian, and Morris American prayer. I'll begin. Ya Allah nuheru mekonekteru. Ya Allah ebheteru. Ya Allah ma'atheru. Ya Allah hoteperu. Ya Allah heru. Ya Allah ma'at herkuti. Ya Allah awajet tejuti. Ya Allah patem sutek patem heru. Ya Allah mbamaduti. Allah hetisre up to Ale. Amen. Holius, Holius, Holius. In transliteration, O Allah, the Father of the universe, O Allah, the Father of love, O Allah, the Spirit of truth, O Allah, the Spirit of peace, O Allah, the Spirit of freedom, O Allah, the Spirit of justice, O Allah, you are my protector, O Allah, you are my guide, O Allah, you are my salvation by night and by day, O Allah, through your holy prophet, O Allah, Drew Ali. Amen. Holy Issa, Holy Issa, Holy Issa. And now I'll be reading our divine constitution of Morris America. Salvation, our God, unity. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the Chairman of Morris America are in power to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of Morris America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the citizens of Morris America. The bylaws. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all citizens of Morris America. No citizen is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All citizens must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all citizens must obey the laws of the government because by being a Morris American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. No organization of Morris America is to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all citizens must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed that they may know that they are a part and a dead government and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians because these names were given to slaves by slave holders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All citizens must promptly attend their meetings and become a part of and a parcel of all uplifting acts of Moorish America. Moorish Americans must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of Moorish America, and then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet Noble Drew Ali through the guidance of his father God Allah. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, peace and blessing be upon him, founding father and framer of the divine constitution and bylaws of Moorish America. Now this meeting has been opened according to law, Act 2. And now I will open so now I will hand the meeting over to our National Assistant Grand Secretary of the State, Dr. Dindra Anik Akurtade. Islam?
Islam, Islam, Islam. Gratitude, God, man. Islam, 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 family. I am the National Assistant Grand Secretary of State, Dr. Dindra Anik Akurtade. But first, let me rise and give praises to our great God Allah. I give honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali. I give honors to Act 1. I give honors to all my government officials. I give honors to our National Assistant Grand Chief for this class tonight. And I give honors to our Counsel General of Texas, Dr. Marvin Edwards Bay, for opening us up according to law. And at this time, I will be reading our chapter of the week, chapter 60, Holy Instructions from the Prophet. The blessing, O man, of thy eternal part is health, vigor, and proportion. The greatest of these is health. What health is to the body, even that is honesty to the soul. That thou hast a soul is of all knowledge the most certain of all truths, the most plain unto thee. Be meek, be grateful for it. Seek not to know it perfectly. It is inscrutable. Thinking, understanding, reasoning, willing. Call not these the soul. They are its actions, but they are not its essence. Raise it not too high, that thou be not despised. Be not thou like unto those who fall by climbing, neither debase it to the sense of brutes. Not be thou like to the horse and the mule, in whom there is no understanding. Search it by its faculties, know it by its virtues. They are more in number than the hairs of thy head. The stars of heaven are not to be counted with them. Think not with Arabia that one soul is parted among all men. Neither believe thou with the sons of Egypt that every man have many. Know that as thy heart, so also thy soul is one. Doeth not the sun harden the clay? Doeth it not also soften the wax? As it is one sun that worketh both, even so it is one soul willeth contraries. As the moon retaineth her nature, though darkness spread itself before her face as a curtain, so the soul remaineth perfect, even in the bosom of her food. She is immortal, she is unchangeable, she is alike in all. Health called her forth to show her loveliness, and application anointed her with the oil of wisdom. Although she shall live after thee, think not she was born before thee. She was created with thy flesh and formed with thy brain. Justice could not give her to thee exalted by virtues, nor mercy deliver her to thee deformed by vices. These must be thine, and thou must answer for them. Suppose not death can shield thee from examination. Think not corruption can hide thee from inquiry. He who formed thee of thou knoweth not what Can he not raise thee from thou knowest not what? Perceive not the cock the hour of midnight? Exalteth he not his voice to tell thee in the morning? Tell thee it is morning? Knoweth not the dog, the master, the footstep of his master? Fleeth not the wounded goat unto the herb that healeth him? Yet when these die, their spirit returneth to dust. Thine alone surviveth. Envy not these their senses, because quicker than thine own. Learn that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, but in knowing to use them. Hast thou the ear of the stag, or were thy eye as strong and piercing as the eagle's? Didst thou equal the hound in smell, or could the ape resign to thee his taste? Or could the tortoise her feeling? Yet without reason, what would they avail thee? Perish not all these like their kindred? Have any one of them the gift of speech? Can any say unto thee, therefore did I do? The lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they opened, but treasures are poured out before thee. Like unto trees of gold arranged in beds of silver, are wise sentences uttered in due season. Canst thou think too greatly of thy soul? Or can too much be said in its praise? It is the image of him who gave it. Remember, thou its dignity forever. Forget not how great a talent is committed to thy charge. Whatsoever may do good may also do harm. Beware thou direct its course to virtue. Think not that thou canst lose her in a crowd. Suppose not thou canst bury her in thy closet. Actions is her delight. She will not be withheld from it. Her motions is perpetual. Her attempts are universal. Her agility is not to be suppressed. Is it at the uttermost part of the earth? She will have it. Is it beyond the region of the stars? Yet will her eye discover it. Inquiry is her delight. As one who traverses the burning sands in search of water, so is the soul that thirsteth after knowledge. Guard her, for she is rash. Restrain her, for she is irregular. Correct her, for she is outrageous. More supple is she than water, more flexible than wax, more yielding than air. Is there aught that can bind her? As a sword in the hand of a madman, even so is the soul to him who wanteth discretion. To the end of her search is truth. Her means to discover it are reason and experience. But are not these weak, uncertain, and fallacious? How then shall she attain unto it? General opinion is no proof of truth, for the generality of men are ignorant. Perception of thyself, the knowledge of him who created thee, the sense of worship thou owest unto him. Are not these plain before thy face? And behold, what is there more than man needeth to know? Islam, Islam, Islam. We will now turn everything back over to our host, our National Assistant Grand Chief, Dr. Sadu Amenti El Maheji Sepsuel. Are you there, God man?
As close as a love thought. Can you hear me, goddess and queen?
Islam, I can hear you well.
Gratitude, Islam, Islam, Islamism without the schism. Well, let us rise upon the seven within the circle of justice, mercy, love, and right, and give all praises to the great God Allah, Father God Allah, and honors to his holy prophet, honors to our holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, El Hajj, Sharif Abdul Ali, that is. We give honors to our Moorish kin once again, here, there, and everywhere, and therefore honors to all of you who are continuously honoring yourselves by being yourselves. We give honors to our Grand National Seal, Grand National Emblem, National Flag, divine constitution and bylaws, and honors to all of you who are indeed a living manifestation and personification of everything that our holy prophet brought to make us a nation. I want to welcome you to another Egyptian Adeptus Research Sultanate session. I'm your host instructor, Dr. Shahid Imani Mohadi Shabazz, and my ancient Comedian high name being the same is Dr. Shedawa Mintiel Muhammad Shepsuel. And we have some grand drawings to bring forth to the Manifest family. Indeed, most powerful drawings we have in mind. So y'all already know it's going to be a grand measure bringing it forth from the treasures. Praise be to Allah, for everything that it is, to be brought forth by our scribes. We already know it's going to be a grand manifestation, to be brought forth. So, without further delay, we definitely got a whole lot to introduce to our family. And we encourage our family to most definitely be on the front line. We got a lot coming forth from our scribes. And it's going to be a grand drawing. And also, family, we want to tune our family in to where we're going to actually start trying to make some merch available. Like we have been dealing with t-shirts and stuff in the past. And we want to bring some of those measures on the Manifest as well. And you can have like your own particular personalization, all as well, whatever it is that you like. I have some examples of what I had created in the past myself. Some of the Moors on here actually received some of the merch. We really had put a few pieces out there, but we definitely have more to bring forth. And I want to give our family some insight into the t-shirts real quick before we move forward, just to show you what they look like, high quality. And just give me a second here. Let me present the screen.
Find yourself.
You the designer of the culture. LGS the movement. Accept your own and be yourself. Islam Grand National Secretary of State. Let me blow it up a little bit more. Oh, I know that's what you were finna ask you.
Got to see this blessing. Praise Allah.
Oh yeah, Islam. Let me give this bite to our family again right here. Islam. You ain't rocking design unless you the designer of the culture. LGS the movement. Accept your own and be yourself. You ain't rocking design unless you the designer of the culture. LGS the movement. Accept your own and be yourself. Here we go. Islam. Yeah, that's what we got so far. And we also gonna try to bring our rings and stuff back as well, family. Islam, mashallah. We have a bunch of different rings. This is just one of the ones we featured in our more Circle 7 Adept Regalia. So and we can put, many different symbols in here, but we mainly put our demonstration here. So if you want some customizations, once we get these things coming in, we'll let you know, and we'll bring it forth to our family. But yeah, we definitely have the different designs here, and this was stuff that I had did, throughout the past. And like I say, we had a couple of more who ordered some of these things. And like I said, they pretty good quality. Last a good little bit of time too, even with the washing, so to speak. So, praise be to Allah. We'll definitely have these things on the manifest, and we can also deal with different uh customizations as well. So now I also want to ask our brother Marvin Edwards Bay. Marvin Edwards Bay, Islam more.
Islam.
Okay, yeah. Do you still have the shirts that you ordered?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And how's the quality of the shirts holding up? It ain't faded yet, have it?
No, they haven't.
And you had it for what? It's been about a year or something, ain't it?
Man, you'll get some
Probably a
good.
little longer than that, maybe about a year and a half or so. But yeah, it's good quality. I got all of mine over here, the same one you see right there, and they still look the same. So
Right, right.
like I say, I try to choose the quality material though. Because some people have that cheap stuff, and you wash it, and next thing you know, it's faded out. After two wears. So some powerful things, family. We got endless possibilities. So we just wanted to bring that to the family. And
Islam.
y'all just email me at egyptianadept@gmail.com. And we'll build Islam, Sister Curta Bay.
Islam. What's the smallest and what's the largest sizes do you have?
We'll get any size that need to be made. Cause I get
Oh,
them made. I get them made, on the spot.
oh,
So,
okay.
whatever size, you just let me know, and I'll go look for whatever size it is that you look for, whatever you wear. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. I'm thinking about family members now.
Oh yeah. Praise be to Allah.
Islam.
Islam.
Those are beautiful.
Just
That's powerful. Praise
oh
Allah.
yeah.
Yes.
Islam.
It's Islamism. And
Islam.
so Islam.
And pardon the body. I did that. I used to do that textiles and graphic
Okay.
design. So when we was talking about building and everybody get be able to aid and assist one with the, what I'm saying, and that's how we build our network. That's
Uh-huh.
that's code right there. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah. We trying to do whatever it is to, promote, what it is we demonstrating, as well as educating the people, because if you look at it, a lot of the things we have on there is expressive of what it is that we demonstrating. So praise be to Allah, and the only thing we'll end up doing is being that we got a good source. Y'all know, if you ever try to get a shirt made, they try to have you pay like $87 for a setup fee. And you don't have to do that. Praise be to some people. You try to kill you, make go worse than that. And so only thing you'll end up paying for is the actual small fee that we have, and then the amount, on the charge as we have it shipped out, and all is well. The rest is a grand drawing. So y'all just reach out to me, at egyptianadept@gmail.com. The Moors that's in the government already know how to contact me. So we'll get that on the manifest, mashallah. Just let me know. And we do it any way you want. Like the things I had the sweaters, I had different aspect t-shirts, whatever it is you have. And then I get creative sometimes. So I'll be probably, finding certain things, certain materials, and then I'll be producing them, on a grandiose level. I do it all, even, custom design with the coats, like jackets, and, everything, we own it, maybe even some hoodies, all of that, we definitely can have it done. So hats, whatever the case may be, we're gonna try to see if we can work with it. So Islamism. And
Islam. You said hats.
yeah, we'll have some of them,
What kind of
pressed up,
hats?
just regular, hats for people that like to wear hats,
Oh, okay. All right. I got
Yeah, it's certain people that like to wear, hats. Like our chairman had some with the seals on them, the ensigns, the Grand National Seal and emblems. If you ever seen some of them, he had a couple of nice ones I seen him with. But similar
you mean
things
like
like that.
baseball caps?
Yeah, he actually had some with the like a white one with the flag on the front. He had a couple of different ones.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, just different little things, anything to support our family, whatever it is. It's just different aspects of, like I say, promoting the nation. We'll try to get them made. You know what I mean? So Islam. Well, all right. Well, we ain't gonna hold our family up because we know our family time is precious, and at this particular time, we gonna call forth our Grand National Secretary of the State, Sister Shepsut Rakat Ma'at and Putu to come and Bay, because I know she got her measure locked and loaded. We calling you out.
Praise the Lord. Gratitude, Islam family.
Islam.
First of all, I want to rise, giving all praises to our Father God Allah, giving honor to our Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, the last prophet in these days and times, giving honor to our ears class, giving honor to our Consul General of Texas for Dr. Marvin Edwards Bay for opening up our meeting according to law, to our National Assistant Grand Secretary of State, Dr. Dendra Nia Kurta Bay, for reading our subject chapter for the week, to Act 1, and also to our host instructor, our National Assistant Grand Sheikh of Moorish America, Dr. Shadawa Menti El Mohedjed Shepsuel. Islam family online. We appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to present my screen. Let me know where you can see it, Dr. Shaheen.
Okay, we got you in queue right now, Grand Secretary.
All righty.
Islam.
Okay, can you see clearly?
Oh, yeah, we see it clearly.
Praise Allah. Our assignment, family, was to use the Omniglot website to familiarize yourself with the Arabic alphabet, its rules and pronunciation. Also to find 7 words of your choice in the dictionary of the Holy Quran, and also to choose the root of those words you selected and give various expressions based upon the roots, as I demonstrated in our previous ear session. So I was able to pull 7 words. The first word, and this is all of these words are coming out of the dictionary of the Holy Quran, is Jara. I found it on page 5C and also page 89. That's the word here. And if you notice, for Jara, we're looking at the letter J, Alif, the A, the R, and the A. Now with Jara, the definition is to low, beseech, supplicate with groaning, cry for redress and help and succor. In addition to the root, we have some other roots. La tajaru, cry not for succor. Ya aruna, ya jaruna, they cry for succor. Tajaruna, you cry for succor. The second word is Tara, found on page 4C and also 78. And for Tara, hold on 1 second. And for Tar, if you notice, pardon itself, we see that for Dar, so the T is interchangeable with the D. For Dar, with the change of Ta with Dal, definition is to go round, flow, to repeat an action. And according to the Azari, the word is actually Ta'ar with 2 A's, where Hamza is omitted, meaning space of time. And this is the definition in reference to Hamza. It's not actually one of the 28 full letters. And they were speaking about this symbol here is derived from the Arabic letter Ain. Now, the other word related to the root of Tara is Taratan, which means time in regard to repetition, sometimes, or now and then. When we go to our next word, number 3, we have Bata, coming from page 4C and also page 68. And if we notice, that is the ba, that's the B, A, which is that stroke going upwards. And then you have the ta, which is the T. And then this little dash there is the A. Okay. Now, bata's meaning is to pass the night, to spend the night. We also see several words that are extending from this root. Bayata, to meditate by night, attack by night, be busy about a thing during the night, brood over, spend the night scheming. So you see this can have a positive or a negative aspect. It also, by tune or bayut, which is the plural, meaning house or abode, dwelling, room, apartment, household, family. And you know, I had to look at these first three letters, which if you exchange the A with the E, you see the bay in there. It also has night attack. Yabatun, they passed the night. Bayata, he planned the night. Mubayatun, they planned by night. Nubayatana, we surely will attack by night. We surely make a raid by night. So you can see the connection with this root here, bata. Next we have Jahima, found on page 5C or page 107. When actually going to the root, we see Jahama or Jahima, where the I and A vowels interchange. And if you can see, this is the J with the A above, the H in its medial form with the A above, and the M in its final form with the A above, Jahama or Jahima. Definition: to meet with a frowning face, have a stern look, look with a severe, morose, and contracted face. Then you've got Jamatun, the darkest part of the night. Juham, waterless cloud. Jahannam, Gehenna, if you see the J and the G are interchangeable or sound shifting, which means hell, a place of punishment, which is dark and waterless, and which makes the faces of its inmates ugly and contracted. And again, Jahannam again, you see the interchange between the J and the G. And this word has been used in the Holy Quran about 77 times. Our fifth word, we have Jahara, found on page 5C and page 107. If you notice for Jahara, in the Arabic, we're looking at the J with the alif above, or the A above, the vowel, pardon self. Then we see the H in its medial form with the A above, that little slash. Then you have the R looking like a comma down there with the A above, Jahara. The definition for that is to be manifest, publish abroad, speak aloud, become known. That's powerful, you know, because our prophet instructs us to proclaim our nationality before the government in which one can live. So the coming from the root, we see again, Jahara, he said openly. Jarun, open, which is the noun form. Jaran, adjective, openly. Jaratan, manifest. Ijaru, you say loudly. La tashhar, do not shout thou. Jaharun, again, openly. And this has been used, the root itself, about 16 times in the Holy Quran. Then we go to our sixth word, Mahad or Mahada, as you see here, and this is found on page 207. The root right here is page 544. And again, this is the M with the A, the H with the A, and the D with the A. Now, the definition for this word is to prepare, extend, unfold, stretch out, make level, and make provision. Now, when we look at another form of this word, the root being Mahada, we see Yamhaduna. They prepare, make provision. Mahaduna, those who spread. couch and spreaders. Mahatu, I made smooth. Tam Hadan, making smooth. Macht, to cradle or bed. Mahad, resting place, that which lies spread out. And then for our last word, now this one took about a couple of slides because it was really in depth. If you see, we're looking at sabar, the root being sabara, which you can see all of those words have as the root sabara. All of this stemming from page 305, and finding the actual root was on page 141-B in the index. So now for sabar, we are able to see the S with the A, that's sod, the B with the A, and also the R with the A. Now, the definition is to bind, be patient or constant. Now, this was definitely speaking out to me. To endure patiently, because a lot of times we know that a lot of people don't gravitate toward the truth, even though their soul searches for truth, because of how manifest they have made things be. But when you look at things from a universal perspective, then you are able to see the harmony in all things. So steadily adhere to reason and command. That's a virtue right there. And we had this class yesterday, which was a powerful measure. Restrain from what is reason and law forbid. Pardon self. Restrain from what reason and law forbid. So this definitely has to take being able to have control or self-mastery. Restrain from manifesting grief, agitation, and impatience. It takes work to be able to do that. But we have been provided the tools, here in the workshop of the mind, dealing with that soul. But this is something that we as a people have got to work at. The word being the contrary of jaza, manifestation of grief and agitation. So again, this familiarity with the root sabar, we have sabrun, patiently preserving. And bondage was something that was like a for me, because a lot of times we look at bondage as being automatically being enslaved, whether it be physically or mentally. But bondage in itself is self-governing, being able to keep one in check, keeping oneself constrained to what reason and law requires. That was a paradigm shift for myself, Morishkin. Withholding from that which it requires to withhold. We got Sibarun, one who is patient and constant, patiently preserving. Sabar, very patiently preserving and constant. Sabara, to excel in patience. Asbara, very enduring. Istabara, to be patient and constant. So we now see constancy is added to this as well. That's of the faithful. Sabar, he bore with patience. Sabaru, they bore patiently and patiently preserved. I tell you, this was a long list. When we look at Sabartum, Sabarna, Yaspir, he patiently preserves. Tasparu, Tasparuna, you will patiently preserve. Then we have La Nasbira, still connected to our root. We will not at all remain content. Good gracious. Nasparana, we will surely endure patiently. So you see the uplifting aspect, the uplifting aspect here, and the definitely going down to bestiality mode. I'm on the verge of violent take somebody out because I ain't going to remain content. Ishbir, preserve thou in doing good. Bear patiently and wait thou patiently. So this was just such a grand demonstration. Isparu, Sabaru, strive to excel in being patiently preserving. Istabir, be steadfast. This is what we're called to do. In order for us to be able to teach and build a nation, you definitely have to be steadfast, no matter what. Sabrun, Sabran, patience. Sabarin, those who are calm and steadfast. Sabarin, Sabiratun, preserving one. Also in our Quran, it speaks about preserving the self. And this last measure, how very enduring, Sabar patiently preserving, and Sabaran patient. And that's been in the Quran at least 103 times. So that's my measure. Gratitude.
I'm Grand Secretary of the State. Gratitude. Can you put your screen back up there again? Because you got 3 measures I want to emphasize real quick,
Yes, sir.
briefly. Very
Okay.
powerful. Very powerful. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. And if y'all pay attention more, she was showing you the words and she was showing you the roots and showing you how far the root goes. So basically, if you know a word by its root, what happened is you become familiar with these words when you begin to read them in the text. So by virtue of learning one word, you learn the rest of them when you understand the rules in which was being demonstrated. Go to, I think it was 6 and 7.
Number 6 and 7. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's one more.
The actual word 6.
Yeah, that's it,
Okay.
right? Yeah, the bite. No, I'm sorry about that. It was a 6th slide. I'm sorry.
Oh, the 6th slide. Okay.
Bata.
Bata.
Yeah, bata. And the bait. And you were actually correct, even though you were saying it looked like that's actually where the word bay come from.
Woo!
Yeah,
Praise the Lord.
The word bay was actually derived from that word right there. A lot of people don't know. Even like words like Maghrib, you know, the word Maghrib actually is a Quranic word. You know, there some try to translate it as like black, you know, or whatever, but it goes deeper. It talks about the west, the furthest west. You know, that's what Maghrib in the root is Garab. But then you have for example, like the word sultan. The word sultan comes from sulta, you know, which is mean powerful. You know, a lot of people don't know these different words that became stations and titles actually originate from Quranic Arabic.
Praise the Lord.
You know, like there are a couple of more words that we can actually go into that actually became titles, you know, in different stations. So some people don't know that. So these are actual Quranic words that later became used by other people. So we just wanted to go there to that bay to definitely show you the root of that. Now the next one, I wanted to get into some Moorish humor. That's the Jadahan. I think that's 7.
All right, let's see.
I think that's what that
Jahima?
Jahama? Yeah. And it made me think, I say, wow. So now we see, if you go to the bottom, it says that Jehanna, it says hell, a place of punishment, was dark and makes the faces of inmates ugly and contracted. Now we know our people that are out here free in the free world, they don't know that they actually inmates to the slave mentality. And so when you have those who have their face balled all up and they frown, and we call them mean muggers, now we know what's going on. You know, one is actually under the punishment of the hellation. So we can recognize it. Woo! Away from the hellfire, you people. You see it. You can see the way he looking. You can see the way she looking when you approach him. That's what it says, to meet with a frowning face, having a stern look. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you go pump your gas and somebody looking at you, grilling you.
Yes.
You know, I just wanted to go on that one. And also the Sabir or the Sabirun. That is a very powerful one too. I think that was that your 11th slide, if I ain't mistaken.
This one up here.
Sabar. Yeah, Sabir. Yeah, that one right there. Patient. That's the exact word that's used very much in the world of Islamism. You know, this word Sabir. You'll hear people say that. That's patience. But I love the one where it said patiently preserving, and it says bondage, keeping oneself. Oh yeah. It says to what reason and law require, because those who have been through the dismal crips, who had been, like some people like to call it, been kidnapped, you know, for a particular time period. You know, if you've been for a long period of time, you're gonna learn some patience. You know what I mean? And so it's the same thing when you come to putting yourself in your own vicinity, your own home, you know, your own bait house. you learn patience. And what about just dealing with learning how to deal with the self? Without having anybody else being dependent on any, all of this helps one along the way. This is why one is told that when life's lessons are pressing hard, what are we told to do, Grand Secretary of the State?
That's right. Go to a quiet place. In essence, go within and either pray or meditate.
That's
Yeah,
right.
no matter where you are, you can still always go within.
That's
Seek
right.
out a quiet place. Yep.
That's right. Because at the end of the day, we are the temple of perfection.
Wow.
So we have the ability to master ourselves and become patient. I just wanted to point that out, but you did a great job of pointing out the roots. And I can see that you have definitely become acquainted well with, the actual letters, like the letter A at the top, you see? And I know, the I is at the bottom.
Right.
I can see you pointing them out, and that's what's going to immerse us into it, and we become more familiar. So I know you have a better time now going through this Quran than any other time in the past.
You are correct.
It was very foreign at first.
I'm still striving, but at least it's not, some giant fear I have to walk through. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You
That's
have
right.
made it plain and at least given us the instructions and how to immerse ourselves, taking a little bit at a time, we become more familiarized. But definitely your teaching method is a great benefit to self, gratitude.
Islam, indeed. And now that you have that drawing, like you can go anywhere and draw from any source, and it comes even at a greater degree now, and so we already know. We'll see in a minute because we got some literature we're gonna get ready to produce, and we're gonna start giving our family insight on the greater measures, and we're gonna get into some of the modern standard. We're gonna give our people sources on that, so that they can learn it. So Islam. All
Gratitude.
right. Gratitude. Well, all right. Grand Secretary of the State, that's a powerful demonstration. And let's see here. Well, we got another scribe that want to come forth. Oh, y'all already now want to give honors to our family as well. I think it's our sister Alwyn Nasa Bay. Thank you, Goddess and Queen, for the blessing. Praise be to Allah. And honors to all of our family that's out there watching us now. Noble Brian, A.T. Sankofa, y'all already know, man. Hershey, Sherwood Bay, Gabri, Xavier, honors to your family from London. Oh, man, it's all love. Well, all right. Come on up here, scribe. I know y'all got some more. The Grand Secretary of the State done kicked the whole dough down.
Islam.
Islamism. All right, Mr. Curtis.
Islam. Gratitude.
What you got?
Yeah, she did kick the door in. Islam, family. I am Dr. Didra Dia Curtis Bay. Honors has already been given. This was a wonderful assignment for me. As everybody know, I'm coming out of Christianity, and to be in a class where I'm studying Arabic, Heretic, Coptic, Demotic, all of these language, y'all just don't know the joy that I'm getting. Sometimes, yeah, it be challenging sometimes because some of this stuff I have never seen. I didn't pick up a Quran or none of that stuff when I was in Christianity because we was discouraged about looking at it and just anything dealing with the Quran or Islam, anything dealing with that, they shut us down with that. And so, family, I just want my Moorish kin to know, and especially the ones out there listening, how much of a joy and this is for me just to be a part of this. And so, without any further ado, let me present. Let me see, say share screen. Okay, entire screen. Okay, let me see. There you go. And I click there. And then Dr. Shahid, let me know when you got me. Islam.
Islamism. Let's see here. Okay, we just added you to the stage, goddess and queen. Kind of expanded a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I know I had to make it big for
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah,
Let me
that way
see.
your audience can see exactly what you're working with. Islam.
Islam. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's way more than perfect. Islam. You got it.
Is
You done zoomed it in. That was there we
yeah.
go.
You want me to take it down a little bit?
Nah, that's good. That's
Oh,
perfect.
okay. Islam, family. As the goddess has said, our assignment was consisting of using the Amlagat website to familiarize yourself with the Arabic alphabet and its rules and punctuations. And family, what I did, because I'm just new to learning this, I keep repeating it and I keep going over and over and over my alphabets and saying my alphabets. I'm still, I can sing them, but I memorized them in a way. I told you I memorized them like 7, 12, and 9. And so it's in my mind, and I keep going over them, and I'm still studying some of the rules that he said, talk about still learning the rules and things of this nature. And because if for me, if I don't continue to use it, I lose it. So every day I'm practicing my alphabets and getting me a little tune to them and stuff. But like I say, I remember them in that order, 7, 12, and 9. So that's the way I can say them in them, and I can always add my own little tune. And he also told us, as the goddess has already spoken on, he said, find 7 words of your choice in the dictionary of the Holy Quran, and say, choose the root of those words you selected and give various expressions based upon the root, as I demonstrated in our previous year section. And family, I did, that's what I did. As you can see, I went to Quran and Quran dictionary, and I picked out 7 words. And so my first word was Yusa. And the root, I didn't do it exactly like the goddess did, but the root is right here. And under here is wasa, and that came from page 6. That came from page 611, and it means let me go up here. It means to join. To join, to be joined. And some of these things was be it had a lot of, as the goddess said, had a lot of meaning to them. And also said it meant be contiguous, to have dense vegetation. And then it says wasa here, it says to bequeath, recommend, order, command with wise counsel and sermon, charge, exalt, enjoin, make a will. So as we can see the root. We can see the root of the word carrying on from Yusa. And we also see it when it say it means to join. And you can see how that's tying in to say this year Wasa spelled that way. He said he enjoined, bequeathed. And then you see it here again. You see, we see still seeing that WASSA and the root, and in the plural form it says we enjoin. And then as you see the word, you still seeing the root. I'm not going to try to pronounce some of those words because I'm still learning, but you can see the similarity, the root there. And it says disposition of affairs, and then the asa, and it says he enjoined, bequeath, and then you got the usa, and she in here it says she enjoined. So as you can see the definitions definitely meaning meaning the same thing, even though the word might look different or might be pronounced different. But it say bequeath here, and then say ye bequeath, then hear my word again, my main word, yusa. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And say that is bequeathed. And we can see here the Musin, testor, one who leaves a legacy. And as we come on down, Tawasa, they enjoin upon each other, bequeath each other, and bequests, wasa yatu. And family, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing these right, because I'm still learning these pronunciations. But anyway, it's you got that bequest, bequeath there, legacy, mandate, testament, injunction, will, request, admonition. And it talks about the root. The root has been used with it above forms in the Holy Quran around 32 times. And as I was going through this and studying this, looking at these words and looking at the different meaning of the words, what I'm realizing is that it's basically dealing with me going within myself and distinguishing what is coming from the higher self and the lower self. It say to join to, be joined. And when I think about to join to or be joined, I definitely want to be joined with the great God Allah. I definitely want to be joined with the prophet and his teachings. I want to that contingent, continuous up here. It said that means sharing a common border, touching, being in actual contact. And I said, oh man, yeah, I definitely want to be in actual contact with the great God Allah every day, because how you gonna know somebody if you don't spend time with them? I can remember when I used to share, when I was in the Piscine area, I used to share the only way you gonna know somebody is you spend time with them. And I have two sons, and they sound just alike. And if you're not careful, back in the day when you would call my house, people would get them mixed up because they sound so much alike. But guess what? I never got them mixed up. Not because they was with me all the time. It's because I had spent time. I know their voice. And seeing that's the way I want to know the great God Allah's voice. I want to know his voice. I want to be able to distinguish him because I didn't spend time with him. So Islam. Let me move on. That's my first word. And my second word is, and here, at who. That's the way I pronounced it. At who. And, oh yeah. And as you can see the A right here. I forgot to go through there, but you see the A right here. And then that's the this one right here, family. That's the thal, THAL. Now that's what I say that's the THAL, thal. And this right here is the that's the A. Wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, this is the A right here, and this one here is the took on the W sound. I had a question about that one, but anyway, that's what I said. It took on that looked like the W to me, and this right here, this one right here, that little old, look like a comma with the top on it. That's the thal. That's what I said that was. That's the thal. And like I said, the root word for it is adha, and that was found on page 19. and then here you got the A, and then you have the what did I say that was? That's the A, and this little thing here with the dot on the top, that's the thal. And like I said, I think this is like a guala stop, because I remember we thought that was the ya, but since I didn't see no dots, I had a question about that. I don't think that may be an alphabet, because I didn't see anything that resembled it, and I it's branded in my little mind because I don't have the dots. It don't have the dots. I know that's not Yah. So Islam, and the root, the word Adhu, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it means up here, it means they hurt, injured, vexed, annoyed, offended, afflicted, harm, caused bodily pain, wounded the feeling, and at her tune. Like I say, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these right, y'all. So bear with me. I'm still learning these pronunciations. But anyway, you see the root there. You see the root, and the definition is definitely similar to what I have. It say you hurt, annoy, and Yuda. It say annoys, and you can see it say gives trouble. And then up here at ha, this was another say to be hurt, suffer damage, injure, harm. The word at hand signifies a slight evil, slighter than what is termed is Zara, if I'm pronouncing it right, anything causing a slight harm. So it's giving you I like this one because it's giving you the difference between this word, because it's saying it's going deeper. This word here is really going deeper into it. Basically dipping into your lower self, and then over here, it also say down here, you Duhuna. It says there again, they annoy, and you can see the root here, the root still here, and then to who you. But anyway, it says you annoy, give trouble, and you can see the definition is still, even though the word may look different. It say has been given trouble, even though the word may look different, or but you can see the meaning is still meaning the same thing as these definitions over here. It says to persecuted, and Yuhanna. They say we were persecuted. Udaim. They say they should be given trouble, and ahang, injure, ailment, harm, that annoyance again. And it says this root with it above forms has been used in the Holy Quran about 24 times. And there again, family, I took this word here, the adhu, and the root word at her to be dealing with the lower self, because it's talking about harming people and hurting people, and these are things that we ought to know by now, that's coming from the lower self. And we as Muslims, and whether you call yourself a Muslim or whatever you call yourself, a lot of times deep within you should have something to let you know that you are doing wrong, and you don't want to hurt nobody or to injure nobody and things of this nature. That shouldn't be a part of your nature. Even though we got hit over the head with that setting off, it's just something it's in our DNA to want to try to do right. Islam. All right, then this is my third word here. Let me come on down. Ma'ab, you see the M, you see the A, you see that little thing up there, that's an A, and that's the other A, and then this here, right here, is the with the one dot under, that's the Ba. That's coming from the Ba family. That's the Ba right there. And the root for that is Abba. Abba. And right here you can see the A, A, B, and then A, Abba. And that came from page 37. And Ma'ab, that means, Abba, the root word, it means to come back from, repent. Ooh, and I like that one. Say, set stars, repeat, return from disobedience to obedience. I loved that one because it made me think about when we, especially when I was in the Piscine area, learning how to learning to stop being disobedient to the great God of love, and turning to being obedient, and knowing. We used to say repent. In other words, stop doing what you're doing. And as you can see here, like I say, I'm working on these pronunciations, and that says an act of returning. As you can see, the definition, it don't really change. The word might change, but the definition don't change. Our sincere, penitent, one who frequently return, one who turns, I loved it this one, say one who turns seriously to God. And that made me think about back when before, being in the church, how you say before you get saved. I used to have people to come to my house to telling me about getting saved and doing giving my life to God. That's what we say back then. And even at a younger age, I probably was in my 20s or something like that. And even then, it's a one who turns seriously. Even then, I was not one to play with God. I say no, I still got some parting to do. I say, but when I get ready, I'm gonna let you know, because I knew that was something that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be out there pretending, because I saw too much of it, especially in the church. I saw too much of them. They would tell me, do as I say do, don't do as I do. And I'm looking at you up in the club dancing worse than I am, and I'm like, no, this ain't right. And I ain't gonna get up there and talk about I'm no Christian and I'm serving God and I know I ain't doing what's right. I'm doing things. So it's a one who turns seriously. So even at that time, I say, I'm going to be serious. When I get ready, that's going to be it. And the clubs, all that got to go. I'm going to be serious about this thing. And as you can see, Robin, it say those who are often returning. Then here again, you see our word, ma'ab. It's a place of return. And there again, this word here, Weba, it say repent. And then this is used in the Holy Quran, and the above 5 forms has been used about 16 times, it said. Islam. And my next word, ma'al, that's my word right here, ma'al. As you can see, the M, the A, then you got the A there, and then that's the L. And the root word for it is awala. I'm hoping that's it, awala. And that was found on page 37. And here you have it up here, awala. They had Allah over here, but I'll focus on the Awala. It means to return, be before, come back to. Awala, to interpret and to explain. And as you can see here, it talks about the family, the race, dynasty, the people. Awara, first, former, prior, the first beginnings. And up here, it talks about our loom. It says the ancient, those are former days. Awala, to bring back, explain. And I thought about our ancestors when it talked about the ancients. I thought about our ancestors and how they even now because we know that we don't die, and even now they in our holy prophet, they're teaching us from the soul plane and bringing back to our remembrance the thing that is already in us, y'all. It's already in us, but they bringing it back and causing us to tap into that. And moving right along, because I know Tawi, it's a interpretation and explanation, determination. Award mean principle, first, old, preceding. There again, you see the meaning. Even though the word might look a little different, spelled a little different, you see the meaning. It's having the same. They are tying in together. Let me put it that way. And say end results, return to a place, retreat, event, and meaning. And as you can see, family, as you go on down, you can see the root being tied in with our word that we are talking about, awala, and we can see that word being tied in. You can see the root there, and it's a gifted with Islam. And my next word is number 5. My 5th word is Nasheret, and the root for that is Nashara. That was found on page 563, and you can see the N, and you can see the Sheen, SH. That's the SH right there, and you see that little R, and then you see the A, and you see that's the Ta. You see that T there, Islam, and the root, like I say, is Nashara. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It comes from page 63, and so Nashara. It means to spread out, bring back to life, resuscitate, be extended, lay out, unfold, expand, display, spread abroad. Then you see Nusheret, will be spread out. You see, still talking about being spread out, spread. Yanshura, and say that one says will spread and then out. And Shara, that's in the 3rd plural, and it says brought to life. And of course, I thought about being brought to life with the teachings of our holy prophet, because we when I was running around calling myself Negro, Black, and Colored, basically I was calling myself, calling myself, especially when I say Black, it meant deaf. And I thought about being raised from that thought pattern, Islam, and it says Anshana. That one says we brought into life. I liked it, that one. And this one, Yansharuna, it says they raised the dead. And all of these are talking about raising the dead and Tantasharana, ye spread yourself far and wide. And I want to comment on that one, family, when I thought about this, because like I say, I'm trying to look at myself and implement this as I was doing my studies and implement it in my life and say, ye spread yourself far and wide. I thought about how a lot of times we can be, and I know we are spirit, but we are in this physical body. And sometimes I thought about how sometimes we can spread ourselves too thin. And when we overexert ourselves, the spirit is willing. I mean, it's ready to go. But this body, sometimes when it just get tired, well, I know we ain't supposed to get tired, but sometimes it'll just shut down on you. I'm learning how to not get to that point, but and I think we all are striving to not to have it just shut down where we can make it do what we'd like for it to do. But I see a lot of people like spreading themselves too wide and not taking time to let this old physical body get some rest. So that's what I thought about when it talked about ye spread yourself. It had it in parentheses, far and wide. And then you can go to a higher meaning of that. And then it says spreading ones. And it's talking about spreading the resurrection. And as you can see, you see the root carrying out all through these words. These are different forms, different words, but you see that root still there. Revive one, and you see the meaning is carrying on throughout these words. And it says that which spreads itself out. And I also thought about when the prophet talks about how when he brought us everything, he said, I brought you everything. It's like he spread it out, everything before us. That's what I took from that. And it says the root with it above forms have been used in the Holy Quran about 21 times. Islam. And my sixth word, that one was Naba'a. And the root for that was the same, Naba'a. And that came from page 549. And the root didn't really change from the word. And it means to be high, lofty, Nabu'at. And say giving the news, information, or prophecy, Nabiyun, pronounced with ya, changed from wa. And it's giving you the rules right there, what they did. And then they say prophet, to have a lofty position, status, dignity of a prophet as Abraham, Musa. And it said it is derived from Nubuwwat and signifies elevation and evidence of giving very big news and bringing Sha'aret, bringing the law. I thought that was real. That was kind of powerful, family. And keep in mind, all of this is coming from our Holy Quran. And but that just brought back some memories. And it's a Nubu'ah. It said this got the Hamza, and it says one who, and a Hamza is like a glottis stop. It's not really an alphabet. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm trying to remember, y'all, and trying to present this stuff to y'all. So hopefully I didn't misquote that. But anyway, it said one who acquaints or informs others, who prophesies and is informed from God. I love that. That one. And then it says a person came to the holy prophet addressing him. O person who it's a person who foretells. That's Nabah Allah. the holy prophet told him to say, Ya Nabi Allah, Islam. And then that's it without the Hamza. And it talks about the old prophet of Allah. And as you can see, family, I copied the whole thing. This is not a part of it over here. I'm just trying to get out this one, like the guy said, this one had a long definition. And as you can see, we can see that root. It says Naba'a, that's the word there. It says news, information, message, announcement of great utility, which results either to great knowledge, predominance of opinion, and which inspires awe and make the heart trouble with fear. Trouble with fear, tiding, announcement. And I thought about some of the prophecies that has come forth. Some of the prophecies that haven't happened yet. They'll make you tremble with fear if we don't change our ways and start listening to what the great God Allah says. So anyway, as you can see, it was a long, there was the long definition, but you can see the root still in there, the Naba, and I declare that's Naba Utu. Yunabe. That one means declares, and then I declare, we declare, and as you can see, then you declare, and you can see, like I say, you can see the root still being in this word, and this was a long one here, and it goes to right here. Don't even worry about that down there. I just copied it like that so I could get it all on one page. Islam. And let me see. Is this my last word, number 7? This one is Nakrayu, and the root of that is Kara, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's come from 448. And this was an interesting one because it said Kawa. It says, and I thought about, I guess it's talking about the Quran, because it say to read a written thing. It say recite. And I remember our national sister grand sheet telling us, you don't read the Quran, you recite it. And it say recite with or without having script, proclaim, convey, call, rehearse, transmit, deliver a message. And then it say to collect together. And that one was a long one too. It says, amen, to collect together. It says to put. It says to put, arrange together, part to part, portion to portion, and then it's got Quran right here, and then it says book, which is meant to be read, conveyed, delivered, recited, proclaimed, delivered, rehearsed, transmitted, collected, and with compromises together all spiritual truths. And then it say Al Quran is the name by which the holy book revealed to the prophet Muhammad. And it says, peace be upon him. And then you can see the root there. Like I say, I'm still trying to learn how to pronounce these words, y'all. And it is recitation. We still see that root carrying on in there. And it's a period of a woman's monthly courses, menstruation, inner form, the state of cleanliness. and I remember that coming from the Old Testament when we was in the Piscean era, into the state of menstruation. It says a state of purity. It's talking about being pure, a state of purity from the menstrual discharge. Okay, let's move on down to the let's see. Here's our word here, Korah. It says he read, and you can see the meanings. The meaning is still staying the same, y'all. Even though the word might change or might be spelled a little different, you can still see the root within it, and you can see the meaning still correlating with each other. It says recite. It says thou read. In Qurana, this says we read. In Yakarayuna, it says they read. And this one here, La Takara, that thou may recite and read. So you can see it all is pertaining to reading, reciting. It say it is recited. We will teach, make, recite. And like I said, this was a long one. And there again, it says reading, reciting, recitation, Al-Quran, the Holy Quran. Then it goes into the purification of the woman during in the Old Testament. And it says the root with its above forms has been used in the Holy Quran about 89 times. And as you can see, it that word take on a lot of different meaning. And so gratitude, family, that's my measure, Islam.
In Islam, sister, very powerful, Sister Curta Bay.
Islam.
Them last three words.
Okay.
Especially, and we give honors to you. We want our people to know that the way that we teach our scribes is by pretty much pushing them out the nest. Meaning that, they're not, we can say, in the aspects of being Arabized in the way that they pronounce certain things. All of this come with time.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are immersing ourselves, because we're not amongst the Arabic speaking people.
Right.
But going into this measure, sister, you pulled out some grand drawings, especially with the last three words you chose, like Nashara, as it relates to resurrection. And, to spread out, in other words, to unfold as the bud unfolds to show the flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this brings us back to the teachings in chapter 1. How the bud unfolds to show the flower and all the potency. We was talking about that last night.
Mm-hmm.
Nashara is the word that was used in reference to dealing with our brother Yehoshua. Right. As it has to do with him being able to raise the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And also the word Naba. Naba actually goes back to the word Nabi, which is connected to the word actually in both Hebrew, because you have the word Nabi in Hebrew and Naba, which also goes back to the Kemetic word, which is a strong word, Neb. Neb means Lord, and this is why you have lofty and elevated and a status, and because that one is like a lord, so to speak. So Naba actually deals with prophethood. When you see Nabi'in, this is the Arabic word for prophet. They say Khatam and Nabi'in, the seal of the prophets, and so forth and so on. So what it is that once you learn these roots, by default, learning one word, even if you don't know, just say the whole context of the word by understanding the rules of grammar, you pretty much know that that word by its root is relative relating to this word Naba. And so that's the key. Like all these different words that you see, like it say, they said, or he said, we said, I said, that's getting into, different grammatical expressions. But nevertheless, once you see that root, there's a root in, 3 parts in most cases. That 3-part root, trilateral root pretty much gives you an idea of what the word is saying, even if you don't know it. Or if you hear somebody say something,
Right.
you see, you can kind of pick up on it. So
Right.
the more that you begin to study, the more you become familiar. And that's why we showed you everything, as you can see, getting the alphabets, that's the easy part,
Right.
once you learn it, and you learn which sound represent what particular symbol and so forth and so on.
Right.
But then once you get into it, this is the way I'm showing you how to identify with these things by their root. And the more you practice this, the more you become familiar, and it expands your vocabulary, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Islam.
I'm
Islam.
trying to give you a I guess you can say Arabic instruction on steroids. So to get it in you real quick, so to speak.
I know,
That's
right?
knowledge, and it has to do with immersing you in it. And the more you become familiar with it, the more it makes sense. And the last word, very powerful, that you pointed out, and it came back to you, that when we deal with the word qadar, you seen it. You said, yeah, you tell them ones that Quran means to recite,
Right.
as opposed to speaking. And then you seen every definition you went in, it says to recite,
Right.
to pieces at a time, to put together, collect, and now you understand the difference between Quran and, like I say, just speaking standard Arabic.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Which we're gonna get into some of that in our next phases. When I come forth, I'm gonna give our family some insight so they can see that too, because there is a similarity between the two, but you just don't want to confuse the two.
Right.
So
Right.
it's necessary that our people learn that in order to know, the difference, and so all is well. We got our family here. Meat Freedom said, let me see. I'm not gonna lie, I never read the Quran. I cannot read Arabic and do not understand the translation, but I ask Allah. That is the truth. Alhamdulillah. And that's what this particular class is for, Goddess and Queen, so that you may be able to learn. That's what we're doing. We actually teaching, the Arabic, so to speak. And you can also go back through my videos, because I see you be researching Meat Freedom. You can go into the various classes that we done, like a few that we did before this one, and you will see, you will learn the Arabic, just by going through that. And then it just takes time and practice, like I say, because we're not amongst Arab speaking type of people, so to speak. So we don't use this language often. And that's why we are giving our family this insight, so that they may become knowledgeable, and so that they will be able to express with command when we talk about Grand Quran, because we say we derive our power from the Grand Quran of Muhammad, but we also talk about the uniting of the teaching. So we have a lot to bring to the table. And so we're going to get into a lot of measures to help our people understand. And all it really boiled down to is repetition.
Islam and Dr. Shaheen, Dr. Shaheen, and that's what I was saying. This is all new to me. I'm coming out of Christianity. I didn't even have a Holy Quran in my house. I didn't know nothing about this until I started getting in these classes, till I come to the government and start getting the prophet's teachings. So I understand what the goddess is saying. I'm right there with you. That's where I come from.
Yep.
And
that's inspiration. That's definitely inspiration to, the goddess, like you said, right there. You hear up here, the scribe telling you, I'm just coming into this.
Yes.
And so, and we just started really unfolding this. We just know that we have to evolve, and so, and when coming to dealing with evolving, that means we have to be able to dress measure, because you're going to have people that come to you,
right,
and they're going to come to our people, how you going to deal with Islam and you don't know nothing about the Quran and da-da-da-da-da. So you being prepared, for that type of conversation, because ones be looking crazy if they don't have no knowledge of the Grand Quran, and they saying they demonstrating Islam. You see what I'm saying?
yes.
And so, like we said, we follow what the prophet said. He said that we derive our power and authority from the Grand Quran of Muhammad.
That's right.
And so being that we have the insight, that's what it is. My duty is to bring this forth to our family, so that they can be properly knowledgeable. So those who come after us, they're gonna already be immersed in this demonstration. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna already have a foundation in this special drawing. So that's what it really boiled down to. So praise be to Allah.
Gratitude.
Give honors to your sister Curta Bay for that magnanimous blessing and lesson. The best is yet to come, and this is only the beginning. We're gonna get into it and show our family, how to go into the proper methodology in our next session. And then after that session, we'll go into the modern day standard era. We're gonna actually show our family how to tap into things such as memorizing different surahs, and certain things like that right there. If so, they chose to demonstrate that, for purposes of, meditation, the salat aspects of things. We'll get into that in the next measure. That'll be our next phase, so to speak. And that's going to give our family ability to be able to learn how to use some of the Arabic, within the confines of proper ibadat, as they call it, reverence or worship and praise. So, this is a grand draw. And like I say, we trying to get more hand on and using these things now that we went through the history and everything, and nobody is teaching this stuff like we are. We the only ones teaching true origin, where the Arabic come from. You got a lot of people, they can recite Quran and all that, but they can't give you the rundown on the history. If you were to ask them, where it come from? Oh, this come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He revealed it. Well, brother, what is the root of the Arabic? You know what I mean? Where does it come from? Arabia, Naqshi, and all this other stuff. Well, what about Mudar? Are you familiar with Mudar and its connection to the Demotic language of ancient Kemet? And that's where they dropped the ball at. Out of all the Quran they be done memorized, they don't know it. You know what I mean? So we have that information here so that our people have right knowledge. So gratitude, Sister Curta Bay, for everything you brought forth in grand drawings, grand measures. And at this time, I guess we can call forth our other two scribes. Islam, Brother Marvin Edwards Bay.
Gratitude for calling me. Yes, this is Dr. Marvin Edwards Bay. Praise and honors have been given. I have a little something, I guess you can say I can bring on the manifest. Okay, I'm sharing. Share screen. The entire screen. Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, are we getting there?
Yes, sir. We got you in the queue, Grand Man. Expand it out. You ready?
You say expand.
Yeah, I expanded the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let me go here. Okay. Do you see this?
Oh yeah. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Okay. All right. So basically, this is assignment. Islam Muslims assignment. Our homework will consist of one, using the Omniglot website to familiarize yourself with the Arabic alphabet, its rules and pronunciation. And I took a look at it. Basically got some understanding concerning it. Okay, I'm missing that other part that was with this here. Okay. Anyway, and we're supposed to bring on 7 words from the Quran. Okay. I must have replaced it with this here. Find 7 words of your choice in the dictionary of the Quran. Okay. And I come up with these words, and Atina, Atifa, Atifa, Adzilla, Yagut, Yatama, Yaisa, and I just threw in see now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Yasin. I thought that one would have been a little easier. Okay, and so what I'll do is hold up. I'll go to the okay. I was looking in here. Okay, this is that Yasin word, right? It's actually the first ayat in Surah 36. Oh, perfect man. Talking about a reference to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, in the Holy Quran. It is the title of the 36th chapter of the Holy Quran. Ibn Jarir. Oh, I guess this is some references of who brought it on the manifest, I guess. And well, actually, that Yah, this is the letter here, like a backward, looks like a backwards J with 2 dots underneath it, symbol Yah, and the same. And this is the actual letter, alphabet Sin. Kind of long. Okay, and so in the word itself, you can see how. Okay, I can make this up a little bigger so we can actually see. Okay, you see this. This is the middle form. Okay, I got it printed out so I can see it better. That's the middle. Hold up. Yeah, that's like the not the middle song. That's like the initial. Since it's the first letter, yeah, that would be the initial form. You know what I mean? Coming down like that with the 2 dots. Okay, and the scene is look like a W right there, and then just swerves up and down like that. That's the scene, the alphabet scene. So that's simple. I mean, I try to keep it simple. Just scene, and which is like as you can see, there are a lot of other words that have that Yah in it. Like Yasara, to become gentle, easy, multiply, prosper, facilitate, play a dice. I don't know where that comes from. And Yaqub, that's probably, okay, here it is. Yaqub, Jacob, Israel, the son of Isaac, the son of Abraham, the 12 tribes of Israel were named after its 12 sons. And those are the 12 sons, And El Yasaha, I think that's one of my words, Saha. Okay, let me go back over here. Zaisa. That's the word I was getting. So that's not the same word. So I'm doing this here like, kind of quickly because I didn't have much time to really prepare it, but just to make sure I can have something on the manifest. Okay, this is Atina. Okay, and then I'll go back to the Quran here. I can go from here. I can put in A-T-I-N-A, and it'll search for it. And let's take a couple seconds. So they don't brought this one up. I didn't even bring the word up. a 10, 8. Okay.
It's the page number where it is, Grand Man.
Pardon me?
So that's the page number where it is.
What, to my 8?
Page 8, yeah, to take you
Yeah.
to the work.
Right, but it usually shows up over here. Let
Okay,
me
I got it. Yeah, I was just letting you know if you wanted to, you can scroll to page 8. Islam.
okay, I can do that. But see, that's the thing about this Quran. I mean, it's okay. You have to go through the index to get to that. You have to go past all of those. That's why I was going to just go to because I had a couple of sources I was working with. That's oh my God. Holy Quran. Okay, now that's something else. Pardon the body. Okay, well, I'm just stick with this here. I can get to that 8. And this computer I guess because I got all these things open, it's kind of slows it up. I need to close it up, but sometimes I want to make sure. Probably should go to another word instead of that one because it's not really serving my purpose right now. I think I'm gonna go to. Let's try Azilla. I'm gonna try that. Try to copy it. Okay, apparently it didn't catch. Let's try this one. Maybe it'll get. That's even worse. Okay. And see, we're still looking on that one there. Okay, even though it says that person I was looking at, Athena, said 8. Man, it was working fine before I got it to this point. Okay, anyway, let me go back here. Because I know this one here was working pretty good. Yeah, gut. Yeah. Okay, let's try that one. So what happens? Well, something is wrong. But before it would go, it would bring it up. Okay, I got another source. Arabic dictionary. Nope. Nope. Man, nothing is going to work now. I had it all. Wait a minute. Here it is. Maybe this one. Here. Okay, let's try this one here. Yeah. See, that was we thought was going to be in 627. Okay, so let's go down here to 627. Okay, that's 627. Okay, here it is. Whoa. Now, I didn't want to use this one here because it's the name of an idol of the pagan Arabs. The tribe of Muhummad was its worshiper. It was in the shape of a lion. And at least I can at least show the spelling of it, you know, which is that's the Y, that's the A, and this is the G. No, pardon myself, the Gain. That's the Gain, that's the U, and the TH. So at least I'm becoming more familiarized with the actual Arabic, say, writing your guts. And what else? Which other one? Okay. Can't see the one that have a whole lot of definitions in it. Okay, so let's try Haka. That's one. Let's try that one. So that was what, 131? And these numbers here don't coincide with the actual pages. So I'm gonna just for how's it good, let's go to 500 to see where we're at. Let me take this down. So what page is 128? Okay, we're pretty close. 31. This is it right here. Okay, and of course, okay, to be right, just or fitting, worthy of, justly due, proper, genuine, feel, of fact, true, necessitated, suitable, necessary, incumbent upon, suited to the requirement of justice, becomes certain, authentic. Okay. And this HJ kill. Okay. Okay, so this first letter is an H. Right? And that's let me find the correct. Okay, that should be the initial form. This printer I got is so blurred. I'm going to take it that is the initial form of the ha. And then you got the A. And this letter here should be a cough. Let's see, cough. Yeah, a cough, but it's double. You know, that's what that the Hamza, I think it's called. I'd have to look it up to make sure. Hold on, let me see. Okay, yeah, I don't have it on here. And so that would be the 2Qs. And this is an A.
Yeah, that's called the Shadda.
Shadda, okay. I know it's one of the three. I just couldn't recall it at the time. Okay, that's a Shadda. Saying that's a double letter, which is the 2Qs. And you have the alpha. Now, I don't know what these two lines up here is for.
That's just expressing the word. That's AN. So that would be Hakan.
Hakar. Okay. Hakar. Okay. All right. So that's what, and I guess this is a different expression of it. It has become an established fact, has been justified, has deserved, has become necessary, as suited to the requirement of justice, is an obligation incumbent. Okay, you got hakat with the T on the end. It has been justified. Hukat with the U in here. It has been made. It has made fit. And Yahika. Okay, that's it. Pronounce. He justifies it. Ist to haka. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how they got. This looks like. Okay, this is the I here. This is the I here. Right? This. I guess I don't know how that is transliterated. Okay, this means deserved. And okay, another expression of it is the, well, you know, kind of look at it, this H is still there. And 2Qs and the A. Okay, this is it. This is the H. We have a different form of it. Okay, I don't know how that turned out. Okay, the twain deserved. Okay, then you got the L. Haku. Okay. The truth. One of the excellent names of Allah. Do share justice, right, claim what ought to be duty incumbent. Hakikun. And that's the spelling of the H. I don't see an A, but this is the cool. Man, I'm messed up on that one. Okay, and Hakatun over here, reality, inevitable reality. Haku, Ahuku, Hakaku. Is that pronounced with like a K? This H with the line up under it? Let me see.
No, it's just a hard H, a haku.
Haku. A haku. Okay, I got gratitude.
Basic root of that word is truth in most cases. When you see somebody say al-haq, that's the haq, you know, that's the main measure, Islam.
Yes, sir. Okay, now I can see that A right there. The 8 and the double kill. You. Okay. More entitled, more worthy. Kashaf. The root with its above forms has been used in the Quran. about 287 times. And here it is spelled a little different. I know it takes on a whole nother name.
Yeah, that's a different word.
Yeah, that's a different word altogether. Okay. Okay, then. All right. So let me see. Let's try to do another word I got in here. Yatama. Let's try to see if we can find that one. Okay, hold up. Let me find out what's the number. Oh, I didn't even put it. I got my dictionary right here. Let me look it up real quick. It's probably at the end of. Actually, it's right there. Yatama on page 624. Which is pretty close to the end. I'm gonna just hit. Six 25. Okay, here we go. Yatama. Yatama. Okay, we see the Y, the A. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a T. The A, at that M, and another A. Yatama. To become an orphan, to become without father before puberty or maturity, become isolated, lonely, solitary, weary, jaded, become motherless, beast. That's interesting. I don't see how that correlates, but I'm sure you can explain that. Become orphan, become a widow. Okay, so I guess Yatim is going to be the root. Yatimun, Yatiman.
Pardon self. And
Yes, sir.
basically it's basically saying that, when one lacks, a motherless vibration,
Mm-hmm.
which is what a feminine aspect come in at, they become more masculine. And if they're orphan, without parents, it breeds the mentality of bestiality in most cases. Like we see people without parents, what happened in most cases with people that grew up in the ghetto without their parents?
Yeah, they become unruly, so to
They
speak.
become hardened.
Right.
You see, that's what that's basically alluding to.
Okay. Right.
They can bring
Gratitude.
the beast up out of some people.
Right. Right. Yeah, I know we hear that expression all the time in the beast mode.
And they claim it, the young generation. I'm a beast. I'm in beast mode.
Right.
I'm a
Right.
savage.
Yeah.
I'm an ape. I'm an untamed gorilla. That's how they talk. So go
Yes,
figure.
wow. Yes, sir. Yati mum. What was that?
Oh, I have no idea, brother.
Oh, that's my phone. Yeah, sometimes it's just what's the name of that thing? Yeah, just start talking. Yatama. I mean, no, Yatimun, Yatiman. Okay, this is the Y here, the A, T. This is a different form of that M. Let me see. It means, okay, one of them is middle and one is on the end. Okay, that's a meaning there. Okay, probably got to connect it with an A in there some kind of way. I can't see it. And this is trying to make out this particular letter here. These got to be this. Okay, this is the ya. Okay, and an A. Yeah, this is the T. Does it go all the way around like that? Yeah. That T goes all the way around in there. Got two underneath. Two dots underneath. And let me go here. I know I have another expression of that particular I know I got a whole bunch of got that diagram. I can't locate it right now. Anyway, so that's the next word. Two orphans. You got the main, two orphans. You got Tama again. Plural. Orphans. Yatam al Nisa. Women without husband, widows, divorced, or yet to be married. The root with this is above four forms. This root with its above four forms has been used in the Holy Quran 23 times. Holy Quran 23 times. Okay. Well, basically, yeah, so as you see, got most of them. Okay, let's try this one more. Yaisa. I don't think I brought that one up yet. Okay, that yacht. Let me see. What page is it? 624. So it's around in the same area. Let's go up. Yeah. Right here. Yaisa. Okay, the Y. The Y is so. I can't break that one down because. Okay, that's okay. Got to be an S on the end, close to it. A scene, rather. Actually, that's not a side. No, it's a sheen. Yaisha, Yaisha. That's how that's pronounced. No.
Yes, Yaisa.
So that's a scene.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got to do something about this printer. Okay, that's he despaired, realized, Ya Isu, they have despaired, Ya Isna, they despaired of menstruation. Okay. Ya Asu, despairers. Okay, so we basically despair is the root here. Lata Hiasu. Okay. Despair not. Istaisa. Despaired. Ista Isu. They despaired. Okay. Ya assume. Ya assume. Totally despaired persons. Siha. Okay, that's the end of that. Okay, hold on. Make sure there's nothing over here, right? So what? Okay, the root with its above forms have been used in the Holy Quran about 13 times. Okay, and I'm going to end there with my demonstration. Islam?
Islam. And gratitude for the measure, brother. Praise be to Allah.
Yes, I just want to add something, rather than always saying I didn't get to do anything. So, but
Yeah.
there's more to come, I put it like that.
Yes, sir. All is well. Practice make perfect.
Yes,
Islam.
sir. Islam.
Well, all right. We got our brother Bati Bey. Islam.
Islam.
Islamism.
Islamism. First, I'd like to rise and give our man the praise to Allah, honest to the Prophet, honest to our theocratic government, our royal council, our flag, seal, emblem, our divine constitution, the swift angels, Muhummad citizens alike, honest to all those that are here in attendance, sound of my voice, and Islam to all the ones on the panel, our scribes, and our professor in Islam. And this is something that, one thing that I'm I ain't gonna say start figuring out, but get so bogged down with time and the illusion of time, and I'm saying that you when you put effort, and that's what effort and intentions are along the same thing. But when you start putting effort into things, you see how quickly you catch on. And I'm saying that because I wasn't catching on to the words or the alphabet in the I wasn't catching on to the alphabet. I couldn't spot the alphabets, but when I started doing the things online, I know I shared the screen. I don't know if y'all can see it though, but when I started doing listening to the words and started actually applying the stuff, just a little bit of, you ain't got to put that much in. Put a little bit of effort in, put a little bit of effort in, and it all unfolds. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Maybe I should do this. Okay, no, that's not what I should do. Because yeah, that's crazy. What the same intonation is going on? Can you see this?
Oh yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I got to go up a little bit, and I had some words on here, and I felt like I was doing it wrong. So then I got rid of those words, and I got rid of some of those words, and then I started doing different words because my mind, I thought it was playing a trick on me real quick. So, with the way I was going about the methodology, I was going about doing it. So the first word that I looked up was Anissa. And this is to be familiar, polite, kind, social, have an intimate connection. Anasa, Ainasa. It says to see with feelings of warmth, of affection and love, be sociable, be friendly, be familiar with, delight. And when it says to be familiar, it reminds me of chapter 3, Elihu's lesson, when he talks about, knowing your higher self, knowing the difference between your higher self and your lower self. You know what I'm saying? So to familiarize yourself with your higher self, because that's your God state. And you have to be familiar with that there is a God in order for you to know who your higher self is. So this is what, I captured from this Anissa. Be sociable, you be friendly. And this also reminds me of the chapter around the soul. It says, don't treat her rash, but be friendly, be familiar with delight anyone by good manners. Delight anyone by good manners. Perceive a thing from afar. Esta nasa. To act as a social person. Get accustomed to social life. Seek familiarity. Ask permission. And when I see this is more so getting into the people that are, with the like minds. Would they have the like minds? You see the kindred soul. You see that, what is that? The golden cord. Says beg pardon, kindness, politeness, familiar, mustanasin, one who is familiar, who asks permission. Some derive this word from nasaya, that which forgets. That which forgets, and in soon, mankind, human being, insane, common gender, one having attachments, fellowship, love, affection, human being. It says unasa. It's also plural. The plural of it is unasa, which is commonly contracted into nasun or insayin. Human being, plural, anasi, and unasa and anasa, to perceive with love. Musta nasain, seekers or familiar, seeking to listen. The root with its above 7 forms has been used about 97 times in the Quran. And some of these words is gonna be a little controversial because when I seen the word, I was like, wow, that's crazy what it meant. But they, delusion or illusion, whatever they have you. Now, this is coming from the Fatiha, Sarat, and Sarat or Sarat al-Mustaqim. You know where it says Sarat al-Mustaqim? It says a path which is even, wide enough, and can be trodden without difficulty. Way that is straight, so that all parts of it are in orderly array and are properly adjusted to one another. The Arabs did not regard a way as Sarat until it comprises the following 5 prominent features: rectitude, leading surely to the objective, being the shortest, being broad in width for travelers, and 5, to determine as the road to the goal in the eyes of the wayfarers. It is also written with sin, saratun and saratan, right path. The word has been used in the Holy Quran about 45 times. And this is one of the ones I was saying is kind of controversial because this is just crazy when you look at the definition of what the word means. It says talaba, to seek, ask, desire. Talabun, act of searching for. Talibun, seek. Matulub, they sought. Talaban, I say it like Spanish. Taliban, seeking. Yatulbu, he seeks, follows. Taliban, seeking, and Talib, which is, first one of my, I'm not gonna say favorite rappers, but he was up there. He's a good rapper. Talib Kweli, he's a good rapper. Seeker, Matulub, and sought after. And so that's, I believe, the end of that one. And then Tara, to confirm and be immovable, steadfast. Taudun, lofty mountain, cliff, mountain, elevated, or overlooking tract of land. And this reminds me of, in chapter 1, the creation of fallen man, where it says to be immutable, pretty much be steadfast. You're gonna face trials and tribulations. You got to be steadfast. You have to have that mind has to be in a lofty position to where you're not, even if you do face difficulties, you're not gonna fall from that. And if you do stumble, you're still not gonna be at the bottom of the mountain. You're not gonna just jump off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stay right there, and bear whatever, what have you, Another one, this is the name that they gave me when I first came to Islam, was Ahad. And that was the one. And I remember the E-man, he got upset because the brother gave me, he said, because this name is supposed to be attributed to Allah alone. And he was like, and the brother that gave me the name was like, well, we are talking about attributes, and everybody exudes an attribute that describes them. And he says, this was the one to describe me. So this is the name that they gave me was Ahad. It says one, alone, idhaun, one of the woman. It says ahada, one of the two, ihda, or one, the ahad, one alone. This word is applied to Allah alone and signifies the soul who has been and will ever be, and alone, who has no second to share his lordship nor in his essence. The Holy Quran has used two different words to express the unity of God, Ahad and Wahid. The former denotes the absolute unity of God without relation to any other being, while the latter means the first or the starting point, followed by a second and third. Thus, the divine attributes of Wahid, one, is intended to show that God is the only source from which all creation springs. Although none of his creatures is similar to him and he is independent of all, yet everything does point to him, just as second and the third thing necessarily points to the first, whereas Ahad signifies oneness of God in his person, the ideal of the second being inconceivable. And now Wahid, this, you see that you see the AHID, that's what that's the base of it, Wahid and Ahad. Where did I stop it? Right here. Okay, Wahid signifies uniqueness of God in his attributes, thus expressing Allahu Wahidun would mean that Allah is the supreme being who is the source of law from whom all creation has emanated, and Allahu Ahad means the Allah is the being who is the one. And you also hear this in it's one of the passages which says Kulwa Ahad, which is the one. They was talking about Allah being the one as this is describing. And it just goes in and says that it was repeated into 82 times in the Quran. Now this one, I was looking in let me see. I don't know if it's going to allow me to share this, but I was looking on the Quran, And I came across this one. Sadiqeen. This one. And Sadiqeen, and I was trying to look at figure out the base of the word, and which it came down to here because it mentions this later in here. Now you see it says the truthful one. I said Sadiqeen. And to be truthful, sincere. Now this is Sadaqi. To be truthful, true, sincere, speak with truth, establish or confirm the truth of what another has said, verify, keep faith, observe a promise, faithful, fulfill, speak veraciously, and hold. Then you got Sadiki fa al Kitali, to fight gallantly. And it says Sadaki, to give alms. And Sidikun, truth, veracity, sincerity, soundness, excellence in a variety of different objects, salubrious and agreeable, favorable, entrance, praise, sadikun, one who is true and sincere, one who speaks the truth, sadikah, perfect woman. It says sadikul kalu and sadiquat, a dowry. And this is when you get I want to say betrothed, but when you get married in a lot of foreign countries, they do a dowry, and that's a gift to the goddess, and sometimes even a gift to her family for the marriage. And it says, person who is trustworthy, sincere, and occupies a position above all other believers. He is in a way possessor of the spiritual capacities of a prophet, and to be followed as an example as a person of prophetic knowledge. He is looked upon as a spiritual descendant of the prophet. He is also, he's always the Khalifa or successor of the prophet, reformer, or Shaki. After the death of the prophets, their missions are carried out by the Siddiqs, as was Abu Bakr and Kadama Sadiq. Strong and honorable footing, a footing of firmness. This one goes. This is a long one. Strong and honorable footing, a footing of firmness, precedence of truthfulness, going forward with truth in words and deeds with complete sincerity, good deed having good result, sadika, to confirm, verify, fulfill, confirm the right as, sadaka, sadafa, and sadaka. Right and wrong as right and wrong as wrong. Confirming, verification, and fulfilling of previous scriptures, signifying the following. 1, the prophecies which they contain about the coming of some future prophet or reformer. Pay attention to that right there. Future revelations becoming true, and the teachings which they gave were true, and the claims of those books and prophets about their divine origin were true. When, however, the Holy Quran uses the word in the essence of confirming and fulfilling the prophecies contained in them, it is followed by the prepositional alam, as in verse 241. Hence is the translation conforming the prophecies of the scriptures which are already with you. Sadikatun, whatever is given and sanctified to God's service as alms. And asaduku, more true. Musadik, one who verifies, confirms or bear witness to the truth. Tasadika. No, it's tasadik. To give alms. Musadik. And mutasadik. One who gives alms. Sadaka. Sadaka. He spoke the truth, declared the truth. Sadikat. She spoke the truth. Sadiku. They told the truth, provided truthful. Sadikat. Thou told the truth. Thou told the truth. Sadikuna. Will fulfilled. We fulfilled. Sadaka. Verified, judged correctly, accepted the truth, believed, proved true. Sadikat, she testified, declared her faith in. Sadakta, thou fulfilled. Yasadiku, he confirms, bears me out. Yasadikuna, they testify, accept the truth. Tasadikuna, you realize the reality of, admit the truth. Tasadikwa, he chooses to forego and gave his charity. Tasadiku, you chose to forego and give as charity. Its original form is tatasadikuna, whereby the final nun is dropped due to accusative case. The first ta is also dropped, as it is usually to the fifth derived stem in tasadikwa. Be charitable. Show us charity. Yasadikwa. They forego, remit as charity. And this is where that word pops up. Asadakwa. I would have given alms. Nasadakwana. What you see that word asadikun, asadikin, the asad is up in here, says, we will surely give alms. Sidikun, sidikan, and sadika, truthfulness, the sidikun, and then sidikan, truth teller, truthful, truthful ones, it goes into truthful woman, Sadikwatin and Sadikwatan, charity, alms, Sadikwat, charities, alms, Sadukwaton, dowries, Sadikun, friends, Asdaku. More truthful than Sidikun, man of truth and veracity. Sidikun, woman of high truthful and veracity. Sidikuna, and Sudikina, truthful ones. Masudikun and Masudikan, fulfilling, confirming ones. And Masadukun, confirming one. Mustasadikuna, alms givers and charitable ones. Musadikina, alms givers and charitable ones. And then it says alms women and confirming. The root with its above forms has been used in the Holy Quran about 185 times. And that is my message. Islamism.
Islam, And gratitude for the measure, brother. Praise be to Allah for your contribution. And a powerful measure. When you get into everything it is you presented, and just keep studying the roots of the words and how they relate to the Arabic, both the alphabet and the sound, and all is well. The time is of the essence, so to speak. And what I want to do real quick is give our family some measures, because I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to share this real quick, and then we're going to turn it over to our sister Curta Bay so she can take us out just to show you a few roots in the words. And we'll go back over here, and we'll start with this one. Like I was telling our family, when you look at the word sultan, the prophet asked the question in our Moorish Holy Quran, what is the name of our ruler in the East? We know that true East is actually within. That's where the true seat of power, or where the great God Allah is a throne above your neck. That's the true East. So the root of the word sultan, is actually saluta. So we can see when we say salute, I salute you, salutations, and, saluting has to do with honoring somebody that is represented, as being reputable when it relates to them being in a particular station. It can be a seat of power, a seat of per excellence, or whatever the case may be. So in the root of the word sultan, you have saluta. And you see the S here, this is seen, this is, lam, but we wouldn't say lam or seen, we would say SL, and then this is T. And this is the root here alone, without the vowels, because we have the A, the U, and the A. That's SALUTA. You see, if we were looking at it like that, but the root is SLT. You see? And then if we came down here, we can see the same thing, the SA. We see a la, but we wouldn't pronounce it. This is LT, and then this is AN. Anytime you see two lines above, that's AN. If you see them beneath, it's IN. So this would be Sultanta. Sultanta. You see, without a T, and that's a little H. You can see it coming off of there. But anyway, here you will see it again, SL and T. But it means to be strong, hard, sharp, right? Empower, prevail, sultan, authority, plea, argument, power, demonstration, convincing proof. So, one is basically a convincing proof of the power of the Most High. In this special state, the Most High has empowered all of us, to be able to express some form of his attributes, to express his divine power, so to speak, and be a convincing proof to those who may be in need, So, and often term, when he sends a redeemer, he sends the redeemer in the form of a human being or a particular situation that we may go through. See, sultaniya, you see, and this is a combination of sultan and authority. You see, so this is the sultan and his authority. Like we say, we derive our power and authority from the Grand Quran of Mecca. You know what I mean? So, in other words, this has to do with a grand recitation, if we was looking at it from that aspect. But in this case, we're talking about the power and the authority, the seat of power and the authority. So the seat of power of a sultan actually comes from an authority that's greater than the sultan. You see? And then it goes on. And then it says ni, which is my. And then it says final or ha is called hal wakaf or pause for stress and emphasis. So they're showing the difference between, sultani, and then you have salata, the actual connection to the root, which means to give power, authority, make victorious, give mastery, make one overcome. You see? So what is the name of our ruler in the east? What is the name of our ruler within? Sultan. This really represents your higher self. You see? And what is the spirit clothed with soul? What is the higher self? Spirit clothed with soul made in the form of Allah. So we come with divine power and authority, whether we know it or not. We made like that. That's why we always get asked the question, who made you? So we come here. We also know that if it says to give power and authority, make victorious, so we have been empowered with everything that is necessary to be victorious. We have been given the ability to demonstrate mastery. We have been given the power that will make us not only master ourselves and master everything in creation, but also overcome. By default, we all have this within us. So there is no failure for the human soul, right? So our prophet told us that we were sharing power and authority with him, if we would imitate him and so forth and so on. Salata, right? Have surely given power. Ya Seletu, right? He gives authority. So this is showing you various different ways of expression in the grammar. Also authority, again, the root with its above three forms has been used in the Holy Quran about 39 times. So for those who thought that the word sultan was a man-made title, no, sultan was a word that later became diminished to just being a seat of authority and title. But the station is not something that you can necessarily just sit on. The station has to be in you. It's not something, that's on you or you sit on, but it's in you. You see? So let me go to another one of the words here. This word that is called sheikha. And you see the root here. You see the difference between the seen, without the dots, and you see the sheen with the dots. So that's SH, that's A, right? This is KH. You see the dot here letting you know that's KH. And then this is the A above it. But this is your root. Sheen, right? And then this is Aleph. And this is Ka. Sheen, Aleph, Ka. Right? Shaking. And see the IN right there. That's the N I'm putting on that. Then you have Sheikh. Sheikh, which is actually right here. This S, see? The emphasis A and the Y drags it out. K, H, and A. Sheikh. Right? Here you have Tashika. Tashika. Yeshika. Pardon self. Yeshika. I'm looking at it as being on top. So it means to be old. Sheikun. Sheyuk. Also old man. Aged. One advanced in years. And this don't necessarily have to do with your physical age. It can be the age of your wisdom. It could be, how many times you came throughout the climbs in the time as a mastermind, so to speak, how much you have grown, but this is the root word from which the word sheik comes from. So if anybody think that the word sheik is just a word that came into the manifest out of nowhere, and that's what it is, and the prophet Noble Drew Ali made it up and all that foolishness. No, the word sheikh comes into being and it gives birth to the word that we later use as sheik. And even this goes beyond, again, a seat. It's a station that is within one. It represents a measure of wisdom. You see? So this is a powerful demonstration. In fact, this right here goes so deep, family, till we can go into even where they have put measures out here dealing with Kemet. I'm going to show you something. I was talking about this the other day. Let's see. I had showed this not long ago. Sheikh al-Balad. This is actually the name of an old scribe. Ka'epir is also known as Sheikh al-Balad. You see? And this is like 4,500 BC. You see? Or the year 4,500. See, 2,500 from 2,000 years. That's before the era of Christ. 2,000 years is Christ. Add 2,000 years on it. That's 4,500. You know, 4,500. Pardon self. You know, same thing when we go into the essence. So this goes back to the oldest dynasty. You know, that this one was known, Kapir, was known as Sheikh al-Balad is the name that one became known as. This is a scribe. See right here? You can go and do more research on this right here. His mastaba, a flat roof tomb named Saqqara, was discovered by Agosti Marietti in Saqqara necropolis, just north of the step pyramid of Yosir. During the excavation of the Egyptian diggers unearthed the statue and apparently impressed, it says, by its exceptional realism, they called it Sheikh al-Balad, Arabic, for head man of the village, likely because of certain similarity between the statue and their local elder. Now, there's a key for this. Notice it's saying Sheikh al-Balad, meaning head man of the village. Now, it gets even more interested when you go into my Facebook page, and I showed this a couple of times. You know, I'm going to show you something real quick in connection with this and show you how no one truth contradicts another truth. Just give me a second here. And I got one more measure, and then we're going to turn it over to our sister Dendra. I want to show you something here. Notice that it called him the chief man of the village, right? So let me go a little bit more. Let's go a little further. So yeah, we see the word sheik is a word to be respected. It's a word to be reckoned with. It ain't a word that you can push aside, just like, you know, the word sultan. Everything it is that we demonstrate, you know, has an origin, goes back to divine connection. You just got to know your history. And once you know your history, and you go beyond the mystery, so to speak. Give me 1 second here. I actually had that here too, showing you that our brother was melanated too. You know, so let's go a little further here. That's a word too. Since we're here, we might as well show that to you. This is what we were trying to get to anyway. So I was showing the connection between these words. Words definitely have roots. So that's the same definition I just gave you from the dictionary of the Quran. But if you go into the Hebrew, the closest root relevant to this is the word Shekinah, which deals with the presence of God in place. You know, so this is the presence of God within us in all actuality. Shekinah, Sheikh, dwelling glory, indwelling glory. You know, so there's a connection here. See, you see it here? Shay, Yachan, old, as an old man. So, well, this represents the Ancient of Days in all actuality. And that the essence of our being is the Ancient of Days. You know, time never was when man was not, right? Because we existed as spirit man before we became physical. You know, so this is the real essence of one that is known as a sheikh or a sheik. But then when we go into this aspect, into even, you know, the Egyptian breakdown, we already know these are all pictorials. You know, we ain't even getting into the aspects of trying to apply these as being the word, because we know this is the real word, you know, right here, and it's dealing with the actual hieratic. So look at the definition that is given off of this hieratic, you know, word. Roadman, right? Guide, chief of a tribe, sheikh. Look at the word they use, Mathen. Then we come to Matheno'S, which means one of the bodyguards of Ra. And this is coming from the same root of the word Mathen. This is the Kemetic language. So a sheik, a chief of a tribe, right? One of the bodyguards of Ra. In other words, we call them chief defenders, those who stand in defense of the truth. Matheno, which is synonymous to also being connected to the name Matheno, right? But then when we go further, Meru'at, the Meru'at right here, Meru'at are known as heads of family, sheiks of tribes. So this is the actual word that relates to, El Bilad, Sheikh El Bilad, because he was called what up here? He was called Sheikh El Bilad, Arabic for head man of the village, right? So the village, in most cases, consists of a tribe. So Meru'at, heads of families, sheiks of tribes. Meru. So this is a station, but we see the connection to, Meru or Mor or Mir. You see? So this is powerful in and of itself. When you deal with etymology, and this is tracing it through the Hebrew, and then all into the Arabic, and then going all the way back to Kemet, this is very powerful. So when we say very old man, now it makes sense when we say heads of family, sheiks of tribes. Because most heads of families and sheiks of tribes are the elders of the tribe. You see? Hence again, Sheikh El Bilad, headman of the village. So I just wanted to show that as well. And let me show you this last one, as well here. And this is actually the one I spoke of earlier when I was telling y'all about the term Maghrib. See, there's a real meaning behind Maghrib. The root for the word Maghrib is Garaba. It means to disappear, to set. It deals with the setting of the sun. What does the sun set? It rises in the east, sets in the west, right? It says sun, star, right? To go away, Gharub, sunset, right? Gharbiyun, right? Gharbiyatun, right? The western, Maghrib. So the word Maghrib, when you hear people saying, this is the Maghrib, we're from the Maghrib, that is actually a Quranic word. You see? That's a Quranic word, Maghrib. It's a word that was actually given to the West by our ancestors, the Moors. How do we know this? I'm going to show you in a minute. It says the West, the setting of the sun, right? It says Maghrib, the west or western parts, it says, of the earth. So the Maghrib has to do with the western parts in general. This is why you have people talking about, oh, this is Al Maghribia over here in America and so forth and so on, and that has nothing to do with Morocco, as you know, Morocco today. It has to do with, the extension of our rule and our capital empire and dominion. Though we were in the West, we had influence. In the East, we had influence in the West, and vice versa. That's why those who were in the furthest West in the continent also had influence in the furthest West, which became the Americas. And that's why you had that Sultan up there saying, take these Moors. They ain't going to do nothing anyway. The Sultan that was on the manifest at that time, so to speak, which had abused their special power, which led to them being under the suffrage that they under now, because you have them that were exiled, and now you have the Zionists there, because the original people that was there, that was of that line have been displaced, just like the people, in the PR demonstration they got going on over here with the conflict. But anyway, it says the western parts of the earth, Ghurab. Then it says raven, right? Garbi. Then it has externally black, jet black, raven black, right? And now some people will say, okay, that right there deal with the complexion and the color. but it has nothing to do with the nationality of the people. Still, a description of how you look, and we already know that some of our people, may look dark as that, but not us in the West. We have various different complexions and shades, yellow, red. So that's why they call some of the, sisters, they call them red bone, yellow bones. I remember, one using that terminology, dark chocolate or whatever you want to call it. Nevertheless, we come in various different descriptives when it comes to dealing with our exterior. All of us are not black when it comes to look. Most of us are not dark melanated now because we've been watered down by admixture and amalgamation. But anyway, they gives this description. It says, Garabat, she is set for sun, Tagrubu, which is sets for sun, Gurub, sets for sun, Gurub, setting of the sun, Rabiun, again, western, Garabiatun, western, Maghribun, the place of the setting sun, right? West, Maghrabian, place of dual to west. You see? Then it says Maghrib, right? Maghrib. That's the word that you see people using. West. Gharaban, raven again. Gharabib, extremely black. It says it's Garbib, the root with this above form has been used in the Holy Quran about 19 times. So most of our people didn't even know the word Maghrib originates from Quran. So let me go to another measure here. I'm going to show you something because a lot of our people don't know. I'm going to show you this first, and I showed our people this before, but it's always good to revisit certain things. Documentation always beat conversation. So first, before I even go to what I'm going to go to, being that we know it was the Moors that started calling, the west of Africa the Maghrib, we bring you back here again, to this book, which deal with geography, and it goes all the way back to, the Latin, so to speak. This is a description of the world and all its kingdoms, provinces. You can get this PDF online, and it'll show you all these places, what they were called. This is a very old piece of work here, written by Robert Morden, right? And it gives the history here. But from this, we find a map of what we call Africa, Africa, right? And so when we get into this particular map, this is the Europeans' expression of the map now, but they're giving the history of what Africa itself was called. By the ancients, it was called Olympia. So when they talk about Mount Olympia and Olympias in so-called Greek philosophy, they're really talking about the Atlas Mountain, Atlan, Atlantis, the West, so to speak, which is now known as Mauritania, or the Rakat structure, and so forth and so on. Also, Hespera, Oceania, or other languages, Koripo, Amanus. They said that the people of Amen went to the west. In fact, in Kemet, the word Amenet also means the west, Amenti. You see, when we talk about the halls of Amenti, and we say Tehudi, had demonstrated with the halls of the records, the halls of Amenti, he was, in that particular area, Atlantis. And then he migrated back into the Nile Valley, civilization. But that's a whole nother measure. So it also said in Ethiopia. So these are all the names by the ancients, they say that it was called. They didn't give a name of the ancients, but then it said here by the Greeks and Romans, the whole of this particular measure was called Libya, Africa. But we already know that, your Africa, Africa was pretty much a small little spot in this area on certain maps. So this whole area at one time, they have maps that they call Libya, Africa, so there was different times. But when we go into, now remember, that's called that by the Greeks. But when you get to those who are known as, they call them Ethiopians, this is a European, so we know Ethiopian means subdivided, but we know who they talking about. It's talking about the Cushites. So it's saying that the Cushites and the Moors, they called it Akibulan. You see? This is what they call what we call Africa, Akibulan. So now, if you want to fact check this, now this is an old book telling us this. And that book, I want to say that book might be from the 1800s, 1600. I got to go back to it, you know. But okay, let me see. Actually is what is the true name of Africa? All you got to do is type it in and it come right up. And look at what it tells you. According to the following resource, Kemetic History of Africa, the definition of Akibalan is as follows. The ancient name of Africa was Akibalan. Akibalan meaning mother of mankind or garden of Eden. So when y'all see our chairman saying that, y'all think he just made that up. No, sir. This is what they say. So in other words, they looked at Africa as a whole. And Africa was not confined just to the part that we know as Africa. It was all the way into the Middle East and everything. That as a whole was called the Garden of Eden. They didn't look at it as one little spot, so to speak. The whole of the continent was called the Garden of Eden. You see? And when you understand it that way, then it all makes sense. They say this is the real and true Africa feeling. Akubalan is the oldest and the only word of indigenous origin. So what that's telling you, you know, that that's the name that was given by the people. See, it says it here again. You know, if you keep going down into these attestations, you know, it'll keep going. And some people try to talk about the Afri, and the Afri, that's a Roman name. I was just talking about it a few minutes ago. Same map, you know. They say, what does Akubalan mean in the Bible? But you won't find the word Akubalan there. You find the Garden of Eden in the Bible, you know. So it says the Garden of Eden in Africa. We already know that the Garden of Eden is in Africa, you know. And okay, let's do this here. Who named Africa Akibalan? And look at what it tells you, family. You can only get this with us pointed out to you. The ancient name of Africa was Akibalan. Akibalan, mother of mankind, or Garden of Eden. Akibalan is the oldest and only word of indigenous origin, meaning we named it, people. It was used by the Moors, Nubians, Numidians, Carthaginians, which are the Carthaginians, and the Ethiopians. So this is actually confirmed by the source. But it was the Moors that actually brought it forth, you know, in the modern name, you know, so to speak, you know. So it says also here, it says, pay attention, another name that has been used to describe Africa is Akubalan, which is derived from the Arabic word al-Kab. Now you see the root from which Al-Kubilan comes. Kalb is the heart, you know, the heart. We're going to get into this in a second. This name refers to, it said, the belief that Africa is the original homeland of humanity, the heartland of civilization and the birthplace of humankind. So this is the root, Al-Kalb. You know, there's a drawing when we deal with this concept of Kalb and we go within. We talk about the center. You know, this is all relative to the self. So let's go and deal with the map, the Akibalan map, and then we'll go into the word Kalb deeper. You know, so when somebody asks you, now you know what's really being said. let's see here. I'm trying to find that demonstration here. Okay, yeah. Okay, and we'll do it this way. And this is the actual map that was created by our people. And if you notice, this Alkebalan map, is what we would consider in this particular term upside down. You see? But this is the way it is. So that's why you will hear us, for example, it makes sense when you hear people call this Upper Egypt, and the map is turned the other way. You're like, well, how is that upper and this is down here? This is the Nile right here. The Nile flowing through. Your four heads breaking off, which it speaks in the book of Genesis. But this Nile, this is Upper Egypt, and this is why this is called Lower Egypt. It makes sense when you have the Alkebalan map created by the Moors. And you see over here on the map, Al-Maghrib. You see? Al-Maghrib. So once you understand that, family, and we talk about going here, 1260 Al-Hijra, it's right there. It don't get no better than that. So let me go back here, and we're gonna see if we can pull this up for you. I just do it like this. This would be the easiest way to do it. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna knock these out because I don't want it. Come on, don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna knock this one out because I don't want it freezing up like I thought it was finna do then. I'm gonna let that go out real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got many words for the heart here. It's a lot of processing words right there. There you go, right there. See it here? Check this out. Kalaba. See, this word Kalaba has also to do with a connection to the Qibla that one was told to face during the time of Muhammad. See, it really had to do with facing, really turning away from, man to the God self, to be honest with you. But anyway, it says Kalaba. You see the Q? See it here? LB. QLB. Kalaba. Right? Kalaba. Same thing. To return. Return. Turn a thing upside down. Make sense when we deal with the map. Change direction. Turn it about to its face and back. Turn inside out. Change condition. So when we talk about turning, a lot of people in the Islamic world think this means, oh, you got to face a different direction because the Jews was praying for this and this. We got to face our own Qibla. Well, the true Kaaba, which is actually connected to what we call Qibla, Kalub, is within. So Kalab, which means to cause, to turn, upside down, upset, turn or succeed each other in turn, change, Yakalib, Kafani. It says to wring his hands, turn his hands upside down, right? It's actions of a man who is repenting and grieving. Therefore, it denotes repentance and grief, right? And it also has to do with inkalaba, to be turned about, turn back, muklabin, place or time, turmoil, reverse turn, mukalibun, one who returns. And this is just dealing with direction, right? We're gonna go further to the word Qibla, in a minute. Kalub, pardon self, Kalub. You see, this is Kaliba. Notice if we get into a conflict a lot of time with an individual and we know that they had some animosity against us, we say it was already in your heart. You see what I'm saying? You were saying one thing out your mouth, but your heart had something else in it. It just came out at a particular time of conflict. So yeah, Kalabu, they turned upside down and mediating plots, and it's going into he began to wring his hand with anguish, grief, embarrassment, nakalibu. We shall confine, turn over, turning, moving place, the place of turmoil hunt, where one move. So there's a long definition dealing with this special demonstration. But let's go further. Now we seen this here. There it go right there. If you look, as we were showing it to you, Kalboon, heart, Kalbane, two hearts, Kalubun, hearts. So this is connected, to those same definitions that we was given up here. It's dealing with the heart as well. So this is what it means to deal with that true Ka and Ba. It's the spiritual heart. That's what the Sufis talk about. But yet we see how this relates to returning, so to speak, to the center. So when we look at this aspect here and we understand that we're talking about the heart, it get real deep, family. It get real deep. Kalub, Kalb, here's another measure here. You can see the connection here, the Laba, quintessence, the Kolba, the Labha. See? Hold up, I'm trying to pull this other drawing up here. So yeah, now we understand, what the heartland, and here it is right here. As you hear me saying, whithersoever you turn, there's the face of Allah, and you hear me saying wajet and waj, and I show you that this word waja or wajha actually goes back to the Kemetic expression of what we call wajet. You see, wajet or ujet, this is the eye, often depicted with the serpent in the wings and so forth and so on. You often see that. This is the wajet coming out the head of the pharaoh, so to speak, or the per-ah, as we would call one. See, it has a expression here. This is wajet here as well, with the wings. This is wajet here. You see, this is also wajet in the form of the lioness. Wajet in the form of the two serpents here. Again, so there are various different expressions of wajet. And this lion phase with the serpent is a combination actually that was demonstrated in the temple of Amen, the hidden one. Now I'll show you what I mean by that. They combine the serpent. They called him Apidimak. See, this is where in India they got their concept, of the lion's head with the various different arms. If you ever seen that in India, these are your Medo Kushites, but the Hinduist Kushites also took from these teachings, and the Moors took from these teachings because we venerated Amun Ra as well. So let me go back, and now that I showed you that portion, it's another portion, that's often depicted here. See, they're showing you right here. See, in India, all the heads of the deity. See the heads of the deity here, right here. That's Kemet. That's India. You see, all this stuff comes together when you understand your history, you understand your culture. You see, there's another one I want to show you real quick. Here it is, this one right here. This is in that same temple in Kemet. And if you look closely, well, somebody actually put a little drawing on that. And I show they showing the Kushites. But right here, let me give you a close-up of this. Let me see. If you notice it, see the head. Oh man, come on, stop it. See the head of the lion? There you go. That's even better. The head of the lion with the crown. The wings were actually here too, but the serpent body. You know what I mean? That's the connection to the wajet. And that's why you see this, the symbol, of the lion segment often in most measures. So anyway, what does that represent? Well, the lion is often depicted in sphinx form. That represents man. When one becomes a master over the self, the human head governs the animalistic body. That's the real symbol of the enigma of the sphinx. But the connection of that to what we were showing you here also has to do with the Kundalini concept in Kemet before. See, this is epidemic, sounds like it, right? The war god of the kingdom of Kush, and the Kundalini wages war, on the passions and the desires, so to speak, in its rise to preeminence within one. You see, but these are all dealing with the ascension of the wings as a result, of what we call that serpent power. You see? So that's why you see it like that. See it depicted here, how they did it in the artwork here. That's the connection. There's a connection between, that lion and that fiery nature as it relates to the Kundalini. And all of that is all in symbol. This is what we talk about, metaphysics. I think this is a very beautiful demonstration here. Yeah. Wajet. So this word wajet, has to do with an inner expression. The eye of Heru, the eye of Ra. All you got to do is go do the research. Wajet. You see what I'm saying? Notice it says an ancient Egyptian goddess symbolized in Lower Egypt. So the goddess masters and rises up. See, Wajet or Ejet, Ankwajet, Saner, Wajet, right? Powerful protective deity, right? This is very powerful, protective deity. Once you rise in consciousness, you become fully awakened, well, you got a chief protector on the manifest. You see? So nevertheless, it is this word wajet, that the Arabic word, that we were speaking of a few minutes ago, waj comes from, right here. Let's see. Waja, which means to strike on the face, surpass in rank. Wacha, to direct, aim, send, or turn, or set, right? The face, this is why I say, whithersoever you turn, whatever direction you turn in, is the presence of the face of Allah. Surah 2, Ayat 112, and Surah 2, Ayat 115. Whosoever submits his whole self to Allah. All this has to do with a spiritual jihad. See, that's that lion within you, a lioness for the goddesses. Watch you. I turn or set formally. Remember we was talking about Qibla, Kalub? So if there's a direction, where are you turning? Your wajah, your wajah, right? Wajan. Turn, proceeded, honorable, held in high repute, worthy of regard, illustrious. It don't make no difference if you make the turn on the outside if you ain't made a change on the inside. Wajun, face, countenance, Qibla, see it? Qibla, direction, heart, see? Man, soul, oneself, right? Break or appears apart in accordance with a fact, sake, way, desired way, object, motive, deed, or action. A person directs his attention or favor a whole being. Waju, wajatun, right? Wuju, direction. And the root has been used in the Holy Quran. It says with the above form 78 times. You see? So if you are told that it ain't righteous that you turn toward the east or the west, for whithersoever place that you turn, Allah is present. This is because Allah is within you. And no matter what direction you turn in, Allah is ever present. You know, so I was just showing you that right there, just dealing with tracing roots, you know, of words. You see? So with that being said, let me stop sharing the screen right here real quick. Okay. All right. Stop sharing. And there we go. Now we'll pass it on to our scribes, you know, so that they can take us out, give us some drawings real quick on the measure and close out. Islam, anything y'all would like to say in regards to dealing with that morals?
That Islam.
Islam, brother.
I'll just say that it it enhances. Not I see why. Let me say it like this. I see why. In the movie Malcolm X, why he made him write the dictionary. It expands your vocabulary, and then it, you know what I'm saying, it gives you ability to orientate, you know what I'm saying, the message, and speak on all different spans of ground, And so in this, you're able to speak on all spans of ground and give, enhanced measures from what we typically give or what we typically hear, And so with that, I leave as a comment pieces though.
All right, Islam, brother, grand drawing. Yes, sir.
Islam.
Gratitude. Islam, Sister Curta Bay.
Islam. Honors has already been given. I tell you, this class, it's just been another high ethereal class, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing our homework and just immersing myself into looking up the definitions and looking at the root words and things of this nature, and even with the slides and stuff you just had shown us. Such a powerful class, and I just want to encourage my Moorish kin, especially our family who is out there listening, is to keep coming, and every chance you get, whether it's 15, 30 minutes, whatever you can, try to look at the homework, try to look at some of the things that we are talking about, and try to immerse yourself in it, because the more you do this, and the more I find myself studying, and especially with the different tools the God man has given us, wonderful tools. I tell you, he has equipped us with everything that we need to cause us to be the scribes that we are scribing to be, is love. And so I just encourage my Moorish kin, wonderful class, God man, and gratitude for all you do, and gratitude to my other scribes. Great. This was a great class today. Islam.
And Islamism. Gratitude. That's right. Well, all right. What about our brother Marvin Edwards Bay?
Islam, gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yeah, I was looking at that, ending, talking about that was that, and in different forms that it was depicted. You know what I mean? From this serpent to that head of that lion. And when I look at that, you know what I mean? And I look at myself, you know what I mean, and all of us, you know what I mean, coming to that level of recognition of that which is within us. I mean, that was a powerful message, yeah. You know what I mean? So reflecting on that alone gives one a heightened sense of who one is. And I'd say gratitude, God, man, for that powerful class. Very powerful. And it inspires one to do more. You know what I mean? To get more involved. You know what I mean? Gratitude.
And gratitude. A lot of people don't know too. I'm gonna show y'all something before we go out. Because this is worthy of note as well, since we mentioned a few other things. I'm gonna show you something real quick. Give me a second. Okay, there we have it. If you ever seen, let me share the screen real quick. Okay, come on. Okay, there you go. If you ever seen this before, it all makes sense when we give you the knowledge that we just gave you. If you ever seen what they call the Moroccan coat of arms, and you know the history behind, this particular Moroccan coat of arms that has the two lions on it with the crown, this is symbolic to our ancestors. The modern day Moroccans can't even really claim this. This is dealing with the two men of the mountain of Mount Atlas, which is what we call Mount Atlanta, Mauritania today, and so forth and so on as they call it. But these are, the different dynasties that were established. Idrisit was the first, like Idris. Enoch, is the name that they use, as one that is called Idrisit. But the Idrisit dynasty was established, by the Moors. The Almoravid was established behind that by Moors. And these are the different symbols, that were added to the different flags. The first actual real symbol was the scimitar, which actually this is also dealing with your Fatimid dynasty, but Almohad. If you wonder when you ask Almohadi Shabazel, that's where I draw that name from, the Almohads. And then you have the Meridin, Watisit, the Sadiq, or Sa'adic, or the Alawite dynasty, which they have presently, but there was a remix that came later because the original was overthrown. But you see the lions there. And so those lions are symbolic, to those particular ones who was there in Mount Atlas, as we said earlier. If you go into the history of it, go into the coat of arms, and they didn't run it down right here. Emir al-Mu'min of Morocco. The Moors. When you go into the history, of the commander of the faithful, this is a very high title, Emir al-Mu'min. You get a chance, you do some research on it, and you'll find out, about the old men of the mountain that fortified themselves at a particular time in Mauritania. And this was our ancestors. So that's what these really represent. This is the Maghreb, and this is the star that we had given them. They had received that from the ancestors. The only place it has been preserved now in this modern time, that actually still has a connection to our people is amongst the Sidr people. So yeah, I just wanted to show that to y'all. But you see the lions there, you see the sun, synonymous with that solar power, that almost what we call like that Kundalini energy, which is also a solar power, So yeah, powerful demonstration, family. Arise. And so let me get up out of here. And I'm going to stop sharing that, and we're going to pass it to our sister Curta Bay. Islam.
Islam, family. January the 15th, 1929, a warning from the prophet to be read at every meeting. I hereby inform all citizens that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be a severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any citizen or group of citizens who hold malicious feelings toward the government or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet, Noble Jew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the government is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the government. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by the order of Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Islam, a holy covenant of the Asiatic nations. Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house. And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortune of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all, and your love to each other. Islam, Islam, Islam. This meeting is officially adjourned according to Act 2. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Go in peace, Moors. Islam. Great class.
Great class.
Islam, great class, family.
Great
Yes.
class.
Islam, family. Y'all
Islam.
already know, scribes. It's a powerful measure today.
Yes,
Islam.
sir. Islam.
Studying them roots, family, because the more y'all study them roots, they're gonna make you more familiarized with all the other words.
So,
Islam.
so the roots are that without the vowels.
Yes, sir.
So it's just
I mean,
like the
you
Kemetic.
deal with the actual root, yes, the root without the vowels.
Okay,
You know,
that makes sense.
and once you see them, though, you're gonna recognize them, even if they have other words or other letters around them. Once you see a particular root, you're gonna get to seeing it. It's gonna jump out at you, and that's the key in understanding the roots, because that's where you get your large vocabulary from. You see?
Islam. Islam.
Yeah, you just study them and become familiar with them, and then you'll pretty much become familiar with the language itself. Islam.
Islam.
That's what's going to expand your vocabulary. Islam. Well, all right.
All right, family. We'll see you in Sunday school.
Right.
Islam.
Once the guides and the guiders of the nation arrive in the ride.
Islam.
Islam. Islam. Well, all right, family.
Peace and love.
We also want to
Peace
give
and
honor.
Praise
Peace and
Allah.
love. Peace and love.
Gratitude. Peace and
Gratitude.
love.
Gratitude, peace, and love.
I want to give honors to our family also for checking in out there. You know, Noble Brian, Awanesa Bay, Herschel Sherwood Bay, Gabriel Xavier, also A.T. Sankofa, Meet Freedom. Want to give honors again to you, family. Born Dog, honors to you. You know, honors to Trenton Lee. Yeah, everybody that showed up. You know, the best is yet to come. Islam.
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 Assalamu alaikum, as they would say.
Salam.
Wa alaikum assalam.
All right, peace and love.
Peace and love.